start doing a countdown from about 30.
So I said, I don't care how wide it is. What's the shape on the end?
Yeah, because welcome to the Battle Hammer live.
He's Straw.
He's Parker.
And together we are
live
and direct. In
not
your
dead.
Place. We are not dead yet. It's only a matter of
we
time.
are. Cheers to those of you who have joined us, which is basically Paulos. Thanks, fella.
Yep. We will expect to be seeing.
Oh no, there's apparently
3.
lots more of them. I don't fucking know. See, unlike this, because we
'cause
are.
I'm old.
I'm 50
Yeah.
next week. Of course we're old. I think the thing is, yes, it's the first time we're doing it on YouTube.
Yes.
There is a reason why we've done it.
Saludos, amigos.
Hello, Drago.
And aloha to you.
Aloha.
I don't know what saludos. Amigos is friends. I don't know what saludos. Salute, probably.
Salute, or
Sounds
hello.
Hello, hola.
But the reason why we're doing this today on this is purely because with Facebook, it's only our little friends. But this, we thought we wanted to introduce the whole of the wonderful Battlehammer gaming experience to the whole of our YouTube fan club, which is all 4 of them. 5? All 5 of them. And those 5 people are actually watching us when they're normally watching Jeremy Kyle.
And the best people in the world, those 5 people, just you, no one else, everyone else is
Shocking.
Shocking.
So what we're going to do is we are going to talk absolute shite for 73 hours.
Well, maybe not 73 hours. We might cut it down to
70.
You know, depending. We'll give ourselves a 3 to play with.
You're going to have 3 to play with. 3 inches. But if there's anything you want to chat, shout out.
Yeah, we don't have any massive plans to discuss things.
Sniff on those pits,
No.
Parky. Oh, and this is weird as well.
Pits, Parker.
Because unlike Facebook, this is happening because we've got the lappy down here so we can see your comments and stuff like that. It's up to date. Surgery, I think.
Yeah.
It's up to date, unlike Facebook, where
Sod off. You guys are worth the time. Thank you, Carl Caliber. That's very decent of you. I assume that's pronounced Hyal.
Charles,
Hyal?
that's fella Majibbo.
Yeah.
Oi, bit of jazzer. I would like to say that Parker, you are the father.
Got it right. So, speaking of which, mini monologue, are you guys going to be doing more Blood Bowl? Yes, we are. I'm going to be picking up some Dark Elves at some point. So, yes, we are going to be playing more Blood Bowl. So, Hyal Caliber. This was a thing I've had in my heart for a long time. Schedule of events. Hello.
Right. This.
Drinky, chatty.
That.
No plan.
Chatty. Titty dance later.
So I was going to say,
just chatting,
This
and seeing how well this is received by our beautiful.
I wouldn't bite him.
See how well it's received by our fans.
So, Hyal Caliber, I was going to say, because you play Space Wolves.
Oh.
And Njal, the Stormcaller.
Yeah.
Because it's NY.
Njal.
It's NJ, so it's Njal, like Fjord.
Yeah.
Or Hyal.
Yeah.
But a lot of people keep calling him Njal.
Yes, well, those people are wankers.
Wrong. So if you play
Neil.
Space Wolves, it's not Neil, it's not
Neil.
Nigel, it's Njal.
It's Neil the Space Wolf.
Fjord.
Neil.
I have them. Good luck on putting them together.
Was you guys playing a Blood Bowl tournament? I think if the shop did one,
like we might,
we'd have a go. I'd take my halflings and win because I'm great at halflings. You, however, are shit.
That's true. The only issue I have with Blood Bowl as a tournament is it's kind of a bit random to play.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're still live.
How are
Apparently, they can only hear us.
That's not fucking good. Hello.
Yes, you are 100% right, Parker. Thank you. I'm right about something.
Is that going to keep doing that every fucking couple of minutes?
No,
because I'm going to get annoyed and have to get up. It's not recording, is it?
I suppose not.
If we just press record, then let it do its work.
I don't know.
We are as technical as a small goldfish, as you may have noticed.
You keep seeing my eyes looking at here because there's stuff there. I'm
just going to press record.
So we're sorry about our technical difficulties, but it is the first time we've done it, and I'm not sure where it goes. It's still recording and it's still on here.
Red button.
Red button is on.
Very good.
So we should be all right.
This is how some people could watch this live experience, not live.
Well, I think
dead.
As far as I know, it all goes up on YouTube as a recorded video anyway.
Does it?
I think so.
You have to excuse us, guys.
Could be worse, so no worries. Yeah, Jarl Stormcaller, middle class banker Viking. That's one way of putting it. I like him. I like Space Wolves.
You know, we have no idea about the whole technical side of what we are doing. We are purely making this up as we go along.
It's true.
So if we
Blood Bowl tournaments.
if I could get away with this not being here, then I could look at the camera. But I've got to keep looking down because all your words come up down here. So excuse us.
But we Blood Bowl tournament. Would you play Blood Bowl in a tournament? I'd probably play it in the league rather than a tournament.
If I had to play it in a tournament, I would play it at Wildstorm.
What a game!
Wow! And I would play my halflings. We have to give a shout out to someone.
Do we?
Yeah.
Shout!
Let it all out.
These are the things I can do without.
Come on, your mum's face. I'm talking to you.
Come on.
Who's the little ginger fella?
The little
Beardy
ginger
guy
fella.
that's been round here gaming with us. Guys, that's it, guys. We've got to give him a little shout because he can't watch this because he's at work.
So we're shouting him out live because he's not here.
Yeah, because, I don't know how that works. 8 people now. 8 people are wasting their time.
Please give us a topic to talk about because otherwise we're just going to shout random shit at you.
Random
If there's
shit!
anything you want to bring up, which might not be your breakfast. Wow, my vein has heaved. Veins on my head.
There's all these...
Your jowls
Trust
and
me.
my veiny head
Trust me.
together we're tiring.
In real life, I'm so much sexier than this. But you're the one that goes around kissing Americans.
Well, it's only because they don't fight back as hard.
That's wrong on so many levels. They might fight back. Only 1 thumbs up. That's piss poor. Right. Boobs out if we don't get $1 million.
Sorry. I'm looking forward to putting my Blood Bowl Dark Elves together. I'm sure they'll be difficult.
I'm not looking forward to
Plastic
playing
is
them.
usually fine. I'm looking forward to having Agility 4. That's going to be good. Veiny purple head. Oh, Paulus. You had to bring it down. We were being all pleasant and not sweary.
Well, we haven't sworn yet.
No.
We haven't sworn
I think
yet.
we fucking have.
Bullshit, have we?
I'm
Thank you. A couple of thumbs up. You bum.
sure that you've got old games in your collection. I would love to see some of the classic and rare games played for you guys. That's good.
Define old and rare.
You know what we could
Dune?
No. Oh yeah, no, we should bring out Dune. The problem is it doesn't really go for 2. But yeah, I've got the old Dune board game. That's
Oh, I used to have the original Talisman.
oh, that would have been a great game.
I used to have the original Blood Bowl.
I see you have, well, not here, but I see you've got some boxes of Advanced Hero Quest. Is that actually Advanced Hero Quest?
They actually are.
We could do a retro thing and play actual old school Advanced Hero Quest.
We could.
That'd be wicked cool.
Would it?
What would you think?
I'm not so sure.
Have you guys tried Fumble, which is Blood Bowl on computer? No, we have not.
No,
that's a thing.
I play normal Blood Bowl on computer or
Oh,
Chaos.
you play the computer game. With
Yeah.
Blood Bowl,
There's just that. What got me back into wanting to play Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm trying to like sell a couple of kidneys because I want to play Adeptus Titanicus badly. I'm like, oh fucking! But it's like you look at 160 quid.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No, I'm like,
Each Warlord is.
and they don't move about much, which I think is a good thing for us. So we can just go, oh, God, buy drink. Oh, buy drink. Not much. I like that idea.
Like 6 mil little dudes in that mode.
I think to do that sort of thing, because Games Workshop aren't going to do that, you need to kind of get into a system where you can. Because I've got looking into Mech Warrior at the moment for a role playing thing I want to do. Because what I want is I want to do a one-off where you are knights in 40k, so you each have your own knight, and I wanted to kind of do that, and that I was looking at battle tech and all of that, and
that'd be interesting.
I think there's a source book just come out for Wrath and Glory, I think, which is Titan the Knight, things, which is like
Dudes and horses.
no, not that sort of knight, you fucking cockhorn.
It's being facetious.
You couldn't be a facetious if you knew what it meant.
Feces.
Feces is all
No,
right.
I still haven't played Fumble on the computer. I'm not a massive fan of playing stuff on a computer. I mean, like if it's a computer game, like I play a computer game of like Blood Bowl or whatever. But somehow there's something about the idea of having a tabletop game in a virtual environment.
And that's exactly like the other. And that goes the other way as well,
weird.
doesn't it? Like, oh, we've just releasing a wonderful board game. What's it based on? It's a computer game.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just play on the computer, thanks. I haven't got to bother getting bits out.
Especially if the idea of a board game is very different to, well, not different, but like a board game by its nature plays differently. You know, you've got that whole Twitch experience of, I mean, there's a fucking Street Fighter 2 board game. Well, like, how do you play? You just move and play.
The worst thing is, I still got,
combo into the
I've got bloody the Street Fighter bloody RPG in the cupboard.
Basically.
I'm going to have great fun ripping that up.
Tabletop gaming is more social. Yes, exactly. You're playing as a human, you're chatting to them. I like the tactility of being there.
Which is interesting because we're not sociable people, are we? And yet we've got a very social hobby. How does that work? You know, I don't like people.
Well, that's why we do the Battle Hammer, so we don't have to speak to other people.
Because they're all...
Mini Monologue says, are you guys still playing Guild Ball? And what do you think to move to resin models?
Oh, that's a can of worms, isn't it?
So we are. We haven't played it lately. But, I mean, we're not playing it. We're not intentionally like, I'm not playing
We haven't stopped playing it out of spite.
We just haven't been playing it because we've had a lot of other things to play. I am yet to put my boar together. I've got a resin boar.
Yeah.
He feels okay, but I haven't put him together yet.
I've got a resin Morn.
We haven't put it together yet. We haven't got the new miners, so we don't know how they. I mean, as far as resin models, I'm okay with resin models as long as they're good resin models. Doesn't matter to me.
I've just had such a bad experience with, like, I mean, the rat catchers. My models.
Well, no, they're PVC, aren't they?
Yeah, but because it's PVC, you then think, well, how's that going to look with resin and stuff? And I just should have just stayed at metal. Metal is what we all like. It works better for me.
Well, they had resin before metal, and I liked the resin that I used to have.
The trouble with resin is when you're on the pitch, they knock over very easily.
They do move a bit, but you can put them on different bases and just like put a little slug of old metal or something, you know. It's not an issue.
Give you a fucking slug or something.
We
want to get back to it, but at the moment, with the move and everything, we have got to be very, very particular in what we play.
It's been lasting a lot longer than you imagined. So there's a lot of it stuff been packed away.
All of it's been fucking packed away. All we've got is like Wexodus and a couple of board games and some card games.
Yeah, but I think I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what they do because I know they're going to be re-releasing the Butchers and Fish in resin. I'm interested to see how they do that. Like, are they going to be a full 12-man team with all the stuff, or is it going to be 2 6-man teams, or is it going to be? And how much is it going to be? And how's that going to arrive? Is it going to be like a box that you put on the shelf?
I still think it's going to have to be in 2 6-man boxes, surely, because if you do a big old 12-man box, the casual player that wants to come in and start it is not going to be able to afford a 12-man box.
No, who doesn't?
Because I would have loved to play the minors. I can't afford to pay that.
I don't know how much they are.
Oh, money.
Some money.
Some money. And let's face it, we all know how nasty my wife is when it comes to allowing me spending money. She is so she's like a little virgin money box. So just can't get anything out of it. A bit like trying to get Parker in a pub and buying the first round of drinks.
I have done that more than once.
Not in my first 50 years, you haven't. Happy birthday to me next week. Happy birthday to me next week. I'm going to have a huge birthday present. There will be the Millennium Falcon in Lego, won't it, Parker?
I think I can do that out of about 4 bits. You get a round bit, you get the 2 sidey bits, and then do that. There, 4 bits. Always seems to be more expensive than it should be. That is a good point. I think that resin by its nature is a more expensive medium to work in, because if you do plastic, then hello,
Please, sir.
Yeah, no.
Please,
I
sir.
was
Please,
just-
sir. It's good you on this comment. And now this. Now here you. Go. Right then. So the world is falling apart, as we well know. The oceans are full of plastic, as we know. We've all seen footage of these boats that are trawling through the seas. Thank you. But it's all plastic. Well, why can't we just trawl all that plastic in, recycle it into little toys?
Because money.
Fuck money.
Bit money.
The world and the environment is surely more
Yeah.
important than money.
No, it is. But money.
Why?
Don't have enough money to do it. You don't have enough money to do it.
We don't have any bloody money.
And the people who do have
What
enough
about-
money to do it don't
what about-
want to do it.
what about
Because
these things
it doesn't
called-
make them money.
Government.
No, because they're all shit. Anyway, so resin. I think resin. Problem with resin. So metal, if you get it.
Tried to do my bit there.
No,
didn't I?
no. Yes, you're right. You're right. You are right.
Just think how many,
However,
just think how many more toys you could get.
So
Plastic Titan.
metal, you can. If it doesn't work, you melt it down.
Yeah.
You start again.
Yep.
Plastic is very consistent because of the nature of the pressure molding system.
Of course, being 50's as bad as I think.
Resin is that weird thing in the middle that
I
if
just
it goes wrong, you can't repair it, and you then like effectively waste the mold as well because you have to remold everything to do it. So it becomes by nature a very expensive process.
hello, Logswana.
Oh, hey!
I think the only resin I'm
So I think it becomes expensive because it's an expensive process, not because. Do you know what I mean?
the only resin I'm enjoying is the Wexodus
I have been
resin.
enjoying the resin.
Not the old ones, because I got Sasha Tanner the other day, and he's very slimy like the original ones.
Yeah.
But the newer, like the Espinosas and the Pancho Villa and the Golden Army, are
Very good.
mucho magnific.
And I
That's
think
very good. Just you know.
See,
See,
as we know, as we've been down there and we've seen their
we've
resin,
been down there. We
resin.
went down there.
part of their resin production stuff. And
I'm pretty sure they want us to go down again.
well, we are awesome because they produce a lot of resin in house, so it gives them the chance to have a quality assurances, and people, can check stuff, and you don't need to. You don't ship it out to someone; they send it back.
Yeah, you haven't got like
Fuck, I've had 6 weeks of it doing
the
this
stuff
now.
to China and stuff like that. Because so many companies they do their sheer stuff and then they send it up to China to get all the stuff, and then
And it's an understandable thing, but it makes it.
It's what?
An understandable thing.
It's what? Understandable. Oh! It's
Understandable. Sorry about that, internet. We've got 10 whole people watching.
That's more than we. That's more than we normally get on Facebook, mate.
It's true. Anyone else have any questions or thoughts about things?
Or else we will start talking about something else, probably gaming related. We just don't know what. Because we don't do scripts. What the hell is the point of doing scripts? The whole point of our
We're wacky. We're zany.
we're idiots.
No.
The whole point of our humour and our appeal is we'll just say what we damn well please. If you don't like it, you won't watch it. And a lot of the time it might be
Way to
offensive.
alienate your viewers there, dude.
No, I don't mean it like that.
I
All of a sudden
know.
it goes from 11 to 0.
Wow, everyone fucks with
No, they know what we mean.
it. So, what's going on in the world of gaming at the moment?
There is nothing newish that I'm excited about, apart from all the constant bloody new stuff every month from Exodus.
Yep. Need to all of the things.
Or they all, I really don't need this faction. Oh no, now I need this
Yeah,
faction.
I'm so close. I'm about another 2.5 factions. Because I was going to get Dark Nation, but you've got them, and I'm like, well, I don't have to because you've got them. But I mean, I'm still a hex player.
You're
I
not
should
using
probably get
mine,
them.
bitch.
No, I know that's what I mean. So I should probably get them because I'm a hex player.
And you need some lawmen. You have not got a good faction. You need a
Norman,
good
so I need
faction.
a goodie faction. So I might get
That's
some
why I got
Norman.
Dark Nation,
But,
so I need
but
it.
the Watchers are just fucking awesome, and I want them. So really, that's like Watchers, Lawman, Hex is kind of half. I'm 51, got a body like Thor. Yeah.
Dude,
Hashtag spoilers.
Dude, we've all got bodies like Thor.
He was my boy in Endgame. I was like, mate.
Am
that's
I the
me.
only person that didn't like it?
Yes.
Okay, as long as I
And
know.
then you didn't like anything before.
I didn't like
it
any of
wasn't
the others.
Looking well.
Well, you're all like superheroes. Shy.
Oh, Paul Fells, ahoy hoy! How are you doing? Have you tried Fallout Wasteland Warfare yet?
No.
I have not.
Because we haven't got it.
I would like to try it because
Is it a miniatures game?
it's a miniatures game based on the Fallout
I like
computer games.
Fallout 3.
And it makes sense. I think it's not a
Is it a skirmish kind of game?
skirmish kind of game. When you play Fallout as a solo, there's elements of base building. There's elements of like shooting, but also it doesn't feel like a. I mean, it feels like it could be a miniatures game because of the world setting. It's like an expansive.
But you're on your
world.
own.
Yeah, but instead you're setting.
Oh, okay.
It's not a game I've played yet. I really want to play it. It's by Modifius.
We like Modifius. They're really good at what they do. So maybe if anyone out there knows Modifius, get them to send us a copy. We'll review it and we'll play it. We're good like that.
There are solo rules in there as well.
Get off
by
the
which
screen!
I mean solo / like co-op type stuff. So you can play like two dudes battling with some monsters or whatever.
That's
what your plan for the rest of the year? You look to expand the range of games, cover up your channel, or going to continue with the ones we're covering already. So we're going to continue the ones we're covering. There are.
But I don't want to play Wexford.
There are more games we want to play. I think it's not necessarily like a plan for a year. We just kind of go play it by ear.
Plan? We kind of don't do planning. We kind of just make it as we go along. We decide right, what are we playing Wednesday? What do you fancy playing?
Really, we kind of react to the games we want to play. Wanksters City.
That's a bit harsh.
I don't know what that game is. Hey, have you tried ever playing a Call of Cthulhu board game? If you mean
which one?
If you mean
Pandemic.
Pandemic Call of Cthulhu,
yes.
Reign of Cthulhu,
yes,
which is really good. If you mean the other one, which is based on the app, I really want to play it some more.
Or Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness.
No.
Played it once.
Cthulhu Wars. Yes.
Or Cthulhu
and we
Wars.
love. And we, did you hear?
There's a new. Sorry, oh god,
Kev,
all the things.
Mr. Smallwood, bless his old little console, isn't going to Gen Con this year.
Oh, I won't be able to give him a hug.
I know, but he wants to know how we can get money to you for our toys this year. What a lovely man. Lovely man. Send it to me. No, I'll keep it.
No.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of you trying to bring the stuff back on the plane.
That's true. I'll just remove all of my internal organs and put them in there instead, like canopic jars.
That would explain a lot. This
in.
Isn't actually it's not fat or any internal organs.
I'm getting all the fat. I'm going to stretch myself out like a fat person and then hoover it all out and then put toy soldiers in. Have to arrange another visit and bring it along. That would be awesome. Yeah, totes.
Yes. Yes,
I'd love to play it. I really like there's talking about Pandemic, honestly not sure that's fine.
Pandemic's a really good little game. There was another one. What was that one that we played with
the card game? Got the card game to play.
Not the card game. Alan brought it over. Arkham.
Arkham
something. Arkham something.
City.
Arkham
Horror.
That's the one.
My Fantasy Flight. Yes, we have played the new one. Really liked it. A lot better than the old one. The old one was good, but a bit weird. Didn't really make a lot of sense. The new one is a bit more cohesive, a bit more kind of tight, which I really liked. But yes, going back to Fallout Wasteland Warfare, I really like it as a solo / kind of you against them, like against the game mechanism.
Oh, you can do that, can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
and you build up it's kind of like a more tiny kind of build up your warband. And I mean, because it's Fallout, you've got like bottle caps and Nuka-Cola and all that kind of stuff.
I would just want a pack of bottle caps just to use.
Yeah.
Loxana, are you planning on any more Star Wars Legion?
Yes. At some point. And again, it's not that we don't want to play it. A lot of the problem I don't know about you personally, but the problem I find is because you play so many rule sets, you're trying to remember all of when do we do that? What game is this in, and what game is that in? My brain, I like to fit slightly more of one rule set in my brain, and then I can go. I'll just play that again and again and get better and find things out. Rather than like this week we're doing this, next week we're doing that, next week we're doing the thing after. Oh, thanks, Draco. That's very nice of you.
You don't want Parker in your house.
In it. Where in the UK are you? Down south, like
down south. We're on the east coast, isn't it?
TV. We're going to do that after the move. No, I've got a whole thing because you've
East
got
Anglia.
East Anglia in the
Look
Norfolk
at
area.
Google a map of England. Go to
We're
the
in
arse of it.
Norfolkish.
And East Anglia, we're on the arse, and we're going to be going to Yarmouth, which is where we're going to be moving to. But we're moving to the posh part. We're actually moving to Walsall, which has been very, very upmarket. Very, very,
Number
very
79. Right? Number 79?
yes, we'll be very, very posh.
79 Galston.
Very posh, and we'll only be a few miles from the shop, so we can spend all of our time in the shop playing games and doing unboxings for those. Yes. 7TV,
you've got the Savage Schoolgirls.
I've got the Savage Schoolgirls.
And you've got some coppers, haven't you?
I've got some policemen. Oi, 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 go! Bop, bop, bop.
So we'll be doing that hopefully once the move happens.
And I want to do some Rogue Stars where we just grab whatever figures we damn want, play spacey stuff. Bit like Kill Team.
When you're coming back north again.
The posh hammer.
To the north.
That's the whoa.
I don't know. We haven't got any.
We don't do tournaments anymore. So
no, we kind of got out of the. Basically, we were shit. We didn't want to lose all the time, so we stopped going to tournaments.
We were
That's a fair
shit.
Argument, right?
We would turn up, get drunk on the first day, hung over shit for the rest of it, and lose every game. So,
do you remember the one we played in? Where were we? Doncaster.
Oh my god!
We lost Jason.
We lost Jason.
He just turned up the next day. Was like, "Hi guys, where the fuck were you? He's disappeared."
It got to the point. We started drinking about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
He couldn't remember getting back to the hotel.
He doesn't remember getting back to the hotel. We lost him in a pub, and I remember we walking from the hotel to the venue, and there's a coat lying on the floor, and we all sat there and went, "Jason's coat."
We thought he was dead. We thought he'd been
I'm not going to go find
shit.
out. So we were really worried, and they just like rolled in about 9:30 that morning.
Just as the thing was kicking off, and he was great.
And then he doesn't remember actually getting back to the hotel. And then when we left after the event,
and we were talking about it on the way out,
and he did make a point of going over to the
whoever it was. Thank you very much.
It was me, and he's like,
"So good."
Because we were standing there, and she's like, "Yeah, you."
She pulled him into a lift and went over.
She had to take him up to his room, open the door for him, and just push him through the door.
So you don't do tournaments anymore. Yeah, I mean, like I say, we're shit, which doesn't help. And also,
although Guild Ball was the perfect tournament game for us at the time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I just wouldn't want to play tournament games. I just don't like people, especially you, and you. Yeah,
I don't know. But so we were talking to a guy who may not be watching because he's probably not watching. Andy Thomas was talking about a Boroughs and Badgers non-tournament event, which wasn't a tournament, but you could do well in it or you could do badly in it, and there was a really heavy narrative
telling
thing
the story
about moving forward.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it'd be split into the royalists and the non-royalists, free folk, and
freebeasts,
and they kind of like fight against each other, and it was a really interesting way of doing it.
It was all about telling the story, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there was still a competitive, part of the game, and I think that's something we'd be more interested in doing rather than a pure tournament.
Yeah, and one of the big problems for us is traveling.
Yes,
traveling and staying away. It's just it's all right for you when you bugger off to America.
We don't drive.
Believe me,
it makes it hard to get to places with our jetpacks.
And having to use trains, and because we don't get paid, transport and hotels just like rip your money out of you. And then you've got to also remember that you've got buying toys and buying beer. All that money just goes.
And also from a personal point of view, I'd almost rather go to an event that isn't a tournament, because the tournaments that I've been to, or we've been to, I kind of find like you get there and then you play tournaments and then you're exhausted by the end of the day.
There's no chill out
with people. Just hang out and chat and play some games, So I think I'd be more likely to go to something like Salute with say 3 days or 2 days. Go there.
Well, you got the UK
look around.
But we can go meet him at
London, rather than. But then I'd go into something like that, hanging out, meeting people, playing games. Rather do that than necessarily a hardcore tournament thing.
Oh, right. Hey, now, people, I can't read these cards, so read them.
Have you guys seen the post-apocalyptic version and minis for 7TV? Awesome stuff. I have seen it. It does look awesome.
No, not those ones. I love my face.
When I was in somewhere else, I actually bought some of the fungoids, I think they're called, for that.
Oh,
Even
from
7TV, they're like, bleh, like.
No, you bought the Maggot Men from Heresy.
Yeah, that was this was after that. Even though we haven't played it for a year, I bought the fungoids, and they're like, bleh,
what's it? What everybody's people saying?
You can grab Arena of the Planeswalker for $15 now. It has 2 expansions, really cheap as well because it's discontinued. Amazing miniatures game. If you love to see, I would love to see you play.
Well, if that's cheap, buy it for us for crying out loud. I don't even know. I've never even heard of it.
Planeswalker sounds Magic the Gathering.
Oh, bloody card game.
Surprised you guys haven't tried Dragon Rampant yet. You can do a lot with it. By the way, your video is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
What you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dragon Rampant is
it's a dragon running around going.
It's by Osprey. It's like a generic. You've got some stuff. You want to play rank and file games? Play rank and file games.
Rank and file games.
Not a massive rank and file. I've got such a beak. I didn't realise my beak was so.
Really? You turn sideways. I've got to keep ducking, mate.
Oh! Ow! Shipping from California to Britain isn't that cheap? Okay,
Norse
that's
War
a fair
King.
point. So Arena of the Planeswalker. Well, actually, yeah.
No.
Hope to say hello at Expo on Saturday. Yeah, expect to see me looking exhausted.
Oh yeah, really exhausted doing demo games.
Face. No, it should be good. I look forward to doing it.
I still might pop up with it for the day.
Yeah. Point and laugh.
Oh God, I turn up and I put a big beanie hat on, wear a great big anorak, not washed for 4 days beforehand. Turn up, stomp up, have me glass of beer. Teach me this game.
Yes, you can do that.
Play me game.
Yes. Here
cock out.
Is no.
Balls on table.
Security.
Balls on table.
Security.
Balls on table.
I mean, really, Jane, can you get some security here? I don't want this man near me.
I'm not a man. I'm a god.
A golden, glorious god. Yeah, Dragon Rampant isn't. We're not massive rank and file.
This play, Warhammer when it's all rank and file. I just kind of it got to a point where I stopped playing it, or the armies I was playing, and changing it to pure skirmish armies because I didn't like that whole well, this block is going to move that far, and then 25 degrees, and then
yeah, I used to play Lizard Men.
Oh,
purely because of the skinks.
Shut up, you whore!
The skinks were awesome because you just skirmish everywhere, and it was great. And then I had like, so we're talking like I don't even fucking know what edition it was. But you had
was that the first time they came out?
It's probably the second time they had a proper rule book. So you're looking at 6th edition-ish, something like that. Anyway, but you had like lots of skinks like skirmishing around, and then you had a couple of.
Had to have a couple of units of Saurus, didn't you?
Because you had to, because they were caught
and
at the time.
Leader.
But the what are they called? Slam.
Which one did you have?
Oh, with not I had the normal one. I didn't have the
undead one.
The undead one. No, I just had the normal one. But like, because you just go, I've got all of the magic. I'm literally because they were literally the best magic users you could have. And it was just like level 4 plus wizard going dead. Dead.
Oh, Paulos, just so you know, I put it in a message to you earlier and everything. We're doing the next part of the Wexler's RPG next Friday. For some reason, I'm actually running a game on my birthday, which means you're going to have to run something on Saturday.
It's true. Oh,
it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
Very long.
Oh, it is very long. What? That one's connected. That one's
connected. So I did the same thing with Dragon Rampant. I make it a skirmish game, like we see skirmish games. Good idea, Michael. We haven't looked at the Dragon Rampant rules, but that's the thing we could definitely do.
We don't fancy much those these days, do we?
We haven't done a lot of fancy lately.
I was going to do something like that. I'd like to go back to playing like something like Mordheim, or Frostgrave. Mm-hmm. That kind of, or Ghost Ark, which we don't play yet.
So, spookily enough that you say that, Palos01, ahoy. I mean, we've seen you already, but I need to make sure I ahoy everyone. Try Saga, Age of Magic, guys, for non-rank and file fantasy. use any minis you want, and build a force how you want. So Saga, we looked at ages ago,
We've got
a
Saga.
couple of years ago, didn't we?
Never played it.
I mean, we never played it, but it was like, I really liked that whole, like, you roll dice,
And then you put your all
then you allocate everything. I really liked that mechanism.
Oh, there's a
And-
fancy version of that.
Yeah, and it's fancy version.
That
That's
might be
really
interesting to look at. You can
Because
dig
it's-
your skinks out, and I'll dig
It's
out
like-
everything else.
It's kind of like a 3x3-ish, I guess, board. Play with whatever you fancy. Not. I think one of the things I really like in games, which they did in Warhammer, the Middle Earth strategy battle game. Back when they first did the Uruk-hai, you could have them as a block, and they'd act as a block, and you'd get like bonuses for ranks with pikes.
No, you could have someone fighting and have someone behind it with a pike. They just, as long as their two bases were touching, they were okay. The others didn't have to, as long as the
But
ones
you could effectively
fighting through.
you could use them as a block, even though it wasn't a rank and file game, or you could split them up, and that would be fine as well.
Yeah.
And I really liked that mechanism of being like, okay, so I can do either at my whim.
That's your whim.
There's only one whim away.
Whim away, whim away, whim away, whim away.
Is anything like regular Saga? It should be good. Yes, Saga was a game that we never played. It was always one on our periphery that we can't talk about.
When a person a song, dude, you meant to join in, not meant to just like leave me hanging like a flaccid ball bag after you've finished with me.
That's exactly what you are. It's like, I'm gonna get.
Shut up, you little bitch. Yeah, Saga is one we'd like to try, but again, it's just when you've got so many games and you've got limited time filming and stuff. That's one of the things that can change when we move is the fact that I'm going to get this boy over for like 3 days in a row, solid filming. That's a lot of filming, but then I don't have to see him for like 6 months.
Actually, well, we've got 9 whole.
9? My God,
9.
that's still more than we've ever had.
9
Stein.
While I was thinking about it, how do you feel about many games, many different games, but
Are you watching this on YouTube?
potentially less quality because we don't know the rules, or less games with more quality because we understand the rules? How would you feel about that? Because personally, I'd rather play slightly fewer games that I knew.
But you don't know anything.
Oh wow!
So
It's a decision to make, isn't it?
yeah, that's the problem. You've got
There's only so
so
many
much you can
brain
play.
cells that I have.
Yeah. What do you film? What don't you film? What do you play just for pleasure? When do you play the stuff just for pleasure? When do you?
That's been hard, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Playing stuff just to play it.
and that's why once we
Thank
get
you, Wild Boy.
once the move is done and we're doing the 2 day solid filming, 2 day solid filming, then we're gonna have a day of just like playing games for
Try
us
this
and
out and see
having
what
a
goes.
bit of reviews. Yeah, and learning new rules and stuff. And during that time, you can still do your Parker's Pet Painting project and stuff like that. We could do
Right,
unboxings and.
Doing
Don't bloody be. Can't have a
Polishing
drink
my
while you're
spectacles.
because you're not talking. We're trying to.
No, I'm here
Because
I'm polishing my
that's
spectacles.
entertainment.
Just you making noise.
That was a song by
Oh, The Clash? No, the Jam.
It was a jam.
The Marmalades.
Marmalades.
Use the same mechanisms in Saga, but as in new type 2. There.
Twoop. Twoop, Twipes, and
Magic.
Maggie. Yeah, cool.
Sounds good.
Do you remember how to play Saga?
I'm sure I could.
Did you ever play Saga?
No,
No.
but I'm sure we can figure it
We've
out.
got the rules. Have you ever played it? No,
Roll
because
some
we
dice.
are shit.
Roll some dice.
Oh, it's the boss.
Hello, chaps. Ahoy, ahoy! How are you doing?
Good afternoon, sir.
Happy birthday for yesterday. Didn't know it was your birthday until I saw the stuff from things. Hardly,
What?
Hardly.
Birthday?
It was birthday yesterday. Thank you. You're welcome. We didn't know until we saw it afterwards.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday! Yes, to Megadeth! Happy birthday And you get some dog barking as well. How good is that?
Sorry,
I get
Stu.
that on other channels.
Yeah.
In the game I mentioned, each player picks a hero.
I need a mind bleach.
That sounds inaccurate. Each player picks a hero. The hero picks 2 units to summon. So we duke it out with. Oh, the Age of what's the name? Planeswalkers.
Planeswalker. Card game.
Yeah.
Did you just break wind?
No, that's the dog.
You
Thank you for the
stop.
gesture. You're welcome. At least we tried.
Try
Not a
break
world
that
that you film mostly for pure entertainment. Love your RPGs. We've got some Marvel's Exodus RPG coming up.
We do. Next Friday, running it on my birthday. On my 50th birthday, I'm being forced to run a pissing game.
We're never being forced to do it. Always
forced. Yes,
Yeah.
Michael, always blame the dog.
You don't look 50. No, I know he looks older, doesn't he? You set him up and I'll knock him down. Yeah, no, we do like the RPGs. I think that's one of our, because we started.
We are very good at them.
Good. We started.
We are so not. We are so better than that. That was that little dodgy show.
Just don't.
Physical pole.
Just don't. So we will be doing a Wild Exodus RPG, finding out what happens to Thaddeus Grange
After you murdered someone.
accidentally let his gun go off after me drinking too
That
much.
is especially if Stuart doesn't sue us before then.
What's your favourite RPG?
Oh, Stu,
question,
that's
Stu.
a good one.
And I'm going to assume we're talking about RPGs that have been released, not
Not the one we were.
homebrews or things like that.
Oh,
I couldn't give you a favourite. I could probably give you a top 3.
I think it depends on the game, on your GM, your players, and the type of game you want to play.
It's true.
I still-
Cyberpunk 2020, good choice, well boy. That is an excellent.
I still think my personal favourite is gonna be. So I've got 3. I've got Warhammer Fantasy, Pendragon, and Earthdawn. I cannot kind of.
Coriolis is a great game. Played a little bit of that. That was a really fun.
Nick ran it, didn't he?
Did, yeah.
I can't really nail it down to between those 3.
Gamma not heard of Gamma World, so
That's an old one. So if you role play, Stu, what's your favourite then?
for me, it's got to be Warhammer Fantasy, just because, especially like the old career system. I used to love that.
I wish I could afford the new version because I think it's still kind of the same, but it's all tidied up and everything. That's why I like that's why I'd like to try Wrath and Glory because it's the 40k thing, but they've changed the system. It's not the Fantasy Flight system anymore. It's very different. Very different.
Old school Star Wars, the old Western.
Oh, the D6. Oh,
Wicked.
you could use it for anything, couldn't you?
I do actually really like the Savage World system.
Opening eye.
You're a GM rather than a player. Surprise! Yes, that is a fair point.
What do you run, Stu? What do you run? This is real time.
I'm actually really.
People out there.
I know that you will fucking.
I loved you as a GM when you ran Judge Dredd. I loved Judge Dredd.
Using the old, I think it was it was D&D 3rd, I think.
I thought you used the actual original D&D.
No, it was 3rd edition D&D.
Oh, I'm not playing it ever again then. No,
no, that's fine.
Because you were really good at it.
I think when you're a GM, and even when you're a player, you have certain games that suit you. You want to play that you feel fit you as a character, you know.
But it's also your personal knowledge, isn't it? If you know a lot and you've read a lot about Judge Dredd, you can run.
You can just this thing and drag it out of your mind. Find it and it will happen.
You don't need to go. Oh, just look at something on
1st edition D&D, old school. Oh, nothing at the moment. Used to run Vampire, Dark Ages, through to Masquerade, and a homegrown Star Trek. That's interesting. I'd be interested to see how a old school Dark Ages Vampire and then play it and then carry it through to modern day.
Because the characters would live that long. That would be interesting to see.
Whatever.
That'd
be really cool.
I'm not a fan of vampires.
I had a really fun. I used to play with Kelly. We used to have the pure fun of it was just you're vampire. There was no you're vampires. It was like you're vampires. You've got powers. Fuck off and see what you can do. And it was wicked because it was just a pure like Power Fantasy and just go, I'm a vampire! Whoa! And that was lots of fun. Not D&D, that's for sure. Always liked Vampire, but was rubbish. Hey, you do have to be. I don't think role playing isn't about being good.
It's setting and your GMs and stuff, isn't it? You can have the best. You can have the best game in the world, but if the rules set doesn't fit with the system and your players don't fit with it, and your GM doesn't fit with it, you're kind of.
I think the group is everything.
Yeah, there you go. Games. Inevitable moral corruption over the centuries that built. Yes, I can see how that would work.
Started off being the good guy.
I would have done that with werewolves. Yeah. Because I did that where you were all Vikings, didn't I? You were all Viking.
Oh, that was a great game.
Oh, you were the dirty ginger.
I was the dirty ginger.
The fleas.
Yeah, I had a very. I'm going to tell you because to me this was a perfect moment in like one little role-playing group. So we were a family of werewolves.
They didn't know it.
We didn't know it at the time, but we were a family under I think our parents.
Oh, now they're all talking to themselves.
Slaughtered and everything else.
Yeah, that's right. They all died.
And we were all different. I was the Ragabash, which is the kind of the piss-takey shit one.
Nick was the big-ass warrior.
Nick was the big-ass warrior. We had
Simon the twins.
Twins, and we had someone else playing a wizard.
Shaman, Theurge, that's it.
And we got into a fight. This is when we first got our powers, and we kind of didn't really know what we could do. And I ran.
Cult is as freaky as fuck.
Oh, Cult, yeah.
I haven't read this version, but I used to run the original.
So I went and hid, and they were going to come and get me because we were kind of practicing our powers.
Practicing your powers.
We weren't really sure what we were going to do.
The twins were
out of the back. I went out in the kitchen with straw and said, "Right, I'm going to use my because I could make smells appear.
Put your scent somewhere else.
So I found some poison ivy,
scented it,
then ran off. And so like my twin brothers were
they're experts. Like, he's in there. Right, ready. 1, 2, have him.
And they got all itchy and like, my face.
But then did you also remember
those moments?
Do you remember the session where your teacher, who was in fact a werebear, was teaching them all their abilities and you know what it was to be a werewolf and everything? He was teaching them their abilities, and he went to sleep. And Parker, being the trickster, started braiding his beard and hair with like twigs and leaves and everything, generally being a twat.
So I think there was because I was practicing I was using my gift of not being found or whatever it was. So there was a reason to it.
And the bear woke up and
went, looks like Beauty and the Beast on the day after he's been done up, you know, all kind of fancied up. It was good.
Did you ever play Cult when I ran it? I don't think.
No. I remember John. I think John was bashing his head against a gravestone at the end of his.
I ran all of the original campaigns for it, and then I did a kind of one-off little campaign for like Nick, John, and all of that, and I kind of sci-fi'd it up, and it got to a point where they were originally weapon testers, you know, scientists and weapon testers. But in Cult, the one thing you want to try to do is make sure all of your players have got a dark history, something that connects them all together, so they're not just all strangers sitting in a pub. And their one was they were all weapons testers. They were making these weaponry. And then at some point they had to fire them live rounds against real people. They're doing it against pigs and everything. And they're like, yeah, okay, this one. Try against a living Taliban. What? And the whole game went through the different versions of them working out what was going on and stuff. And it ended up with just 2 players left. And they were in a graveyard, because I remember it. John was hugging the gravestone, just headbutting it. And Nick was actually sitting in the open grave, like just going back to his normal form because they physically changed, and just sitting there going.
That sounds like the sort of thing you would run.
I don't know. Let's talk about Seattle. Let's talk about you and your Chechenian.
Oh, mate, Big Al. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Big Al was a freak.
He was great. He was one of my all-time favourite characters. I'm not going to lie.
You talk.
Are you?
You guys more about the game.
So we were playing a game based on. I did at the time. I didn't know about it. I still don't know a huge amount about it. There was like Chechen Civil War and stuff. And we'd left because of all the Civil War, and we ended up in
Seattle.
USA. And we were kind of started up a crime thing, and I don't even want to talk about it. But there was a specific moment when I'd basically he'd become numb and just switched off and just like, yeah, I don't really care about people. Yeah, I'll talk to this guy. Like we had a guy.
He did make a point one day of we'd all sitting there starting to play, getting everything sorted out, and he made a point of going, I'm not going to be talking much in this episode. And we're like, okay, because he was too busy working out his torture deck.
Yeah.
His tools for his torture, and then at some point he ended up in the back of a van with this guy that he had to get the information out of, and I'm sitting there as a GM thinking, "Oh, sorry, this is not going to be pleasant."
I chained him up. I drilled a hole in the bottom of his foot, got a pair of needle-nosed pliers, grabbed one of his metatarsals, and went. And he told us everything, unsurprisingly.
Horrible.
And there was another time when I smashed someone's bollock with a hammer.
Yeah, that
exploded like a grate. That was pretty good.
Not for him.
But yeah, I had 3 lists. I had the
list back in the walking about list. Town list.
This is my bag list. This is the van list. And this is my personal pocket list. And it was like getting really. And I remember Nick, who was like the boss of the group. He went, look, go down the park. Go down the park. Look at the trees. Go down the park. Look at the trees. Look at the trees. Look at the trees. Oh, flowers. That's nice.
What do I do now?
On the way back, I went to the hardware store and was like, I need this, and this.
And the bloke's like,
fucking nasty.
So you're making some stuff? No. Are you guys more about the game, as in the unknown results of the dice rolls and consequences that follow, or the quality of the story? Ooh. I'm all about the story. That's why I'll play Wexodus, Stu. Come on. It's all about storytelling, because, I mean, that whole werewolf campaign we ran, we didn't use dice. We used Viking runes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we would just throw the runes and come up with
stuff. If you get like a strength, then obviously you do better in the fight. If you get a tree, then maybe you stand. You don't stand ground or whatever. Yeah.
It's purely all about the story.
I think
because I'm not going to let a dice roll dictate to me whether this tiny insignificant thing is going to screw up the entire story because they've made a critical fumble or they've made a critical success. If I've worked out a whole storyline for this, I want that to work.
And I think I get, as a player, as a player, I get really frustrated when you have a really great idea and then you roll some dice and the thing doesn't happen. And you're like, oh, I've just spent half an hour coming up with this plan, or I've got this cool power and I can use it, finally, ha-ha! And then they just go, no, because I rolled a 1, it doesn't matter.
There you go. Do you roll for everything in RPGs? No. A lot of the time, we just go with it.
Why not play without dice? That's a good point.
We've done it. Viking runes, mate. Viking runes. There was a game as well, Everway.
Oh yeah. And you had tarot cards. You could make a story out of a picture, and then you could just do that thing.
Yeah.
I think. Pardon me. I think with something like, if people want to play a pure story, you can go without dice. If you want to play a kind of a tactical thing where you've got heroes battling monsters, which is another part of that experience, then you kind of have to put dice in and make it a tactical thing,
now,
almost like a skirmish game.
Yeah. Now, saying that, do you think Earthdawn would work as well if it wasn't that dice system? Because there is an Earthdawn Savage Worlds, but do I think that would work as well as the original?
It would depend a lot on a lot of things like karma, how karma works. They'd have to get that right. Oh, threads.
Here we go. Look at them all. Checking out Phoenix Dawn Command uses cards instead of dice, and you level up by dying. Die in a bloody game. Castle Falkenstein. That's right. They never used dice. So it's not in any games what's important. Otherwise, you're just looking at chance and numbers. Where's the fun in that? Yes, Eric. A bit like being kissed by a hippie. Gentlemen don't use dice. Well,
I think
the new cult is more about the story and less about dice. I think in the original cult, we never rolled dice in that either. We just purely told the story, especially the one where it starts off where you're playing your grandparents or something in a prison in like 18 something. Oh, that's fantastic, because the players didn't even know that was coming. Horrible game.
I think horrible. I think from a certain point of view, I like dice because they can create stories that you would not otherwise come across.
Yes.
So, like, you know, you failed the thing that you thought, oh, I'm just going to walk through here, chat to this guy, do that thing.
But saying that, look how much fun we've had with Savage Worlds with that random deck that you all get a card from. And look what you did in that.
Yeah.
You got one card, and like,
and then you can create a whole story from a random event.
This NPC woman's like, blah, 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 you've just gone and played this card. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're now a love interest.
Yeah.
Shit. And that, I think that was fun for me as a GM, because all of a sudden I've got to like try and bring this story around to this card.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun.
Sometimes you can get a bad or a good dice roll. You can get that fluky dice roll and chat to that guy and get through the door, and you shouldn't have. You did it, and then that can create a more interesting story than it would otherwise be. If you kill a character, then if the story required led to it, even though no dice dictated it.
Fuck yes.
He would just kill an entire party just because he thought about it that week.
If it's taking the story forward, yes. I did a Shadowrun game, didn't I? Where you were all. No, I didn't. Was it? Yeah, it was a Shadowrun game. They were all doing their things, and I killed off the entire party. And then they all woke up in stasis tubes later. But I made sure that one of those players actually died. Nick, the rigger. Weren't you there for that?
I probably was there, but I don't remember. I'm more thinking about my Earthdawn Sky Raider, who was awesome.
No, you were a dick.
No,
your thief deserved to die because he was a dick. No, your Sky Raider did so well, but at the end of the day, mate, he died because he was just meat.
I'm gonna pee. Entertain the minions. I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna cry while I'm feeling bad about Sky Raider dying.
No, Sky. But now I've got to read stuff. Right, New Cosmo Story. Yes, Stuart. I have done it several times. I quite happily kill a character off. Doesn't matter how much people time and effort people put into it, because a lot of the time if they haven't put enough effort into it, then they don't really care, do they? And you're the one that's making all of this effort to run and write the game for them, so just kill them. Maybe that's just me being a little bit harsh and a bit silly. So some quality RPGs coming out of Sweden at the moment. Yes, there are a lot of them. Don't quite know what the Swedish have suddenly done to be really, really good at writing role-playing games. But there's one come out that Nick got hold of. I can't remember what it's called, but the art was beautiful. I love games that give me art. I want to see art over dice rolls. I want to be able to tell the story in here so I can put it out there. And art helps me, dice do not. Once played a ranger, and the other party members cheered when he died. Well, that's a bit fucking rude. I hope your GM penalised him. If not, he should have done. It's always one of those things, isn't it? When as role players, the D&D thing, you all meet in a bar, and this random stranger tells you to go do a quest and everything. It's not all about that. It's about getting your players and your team together. And putting them in a story where they're all going to get involved and they're all going to have some say in what happens.
I've successfully depleted my P bar.
Well done, because I was struggling to come up with words. I have no idea what my friend was. Yeah, it must be. That's horrible. I'm sorry about that, Michael. Sorry about that. That's horrible.
Yeah, no one wants that to happen. Yeah, I think character death. I think
Eric. Yes.
Killing a character like an NPC is a great way to get your players into the story and giving them purpose in the story. That is a good point. I think that what a lot of people forget, in my humble opinion, is that a role-playing session is not players versus DM or DM versus players.
So many people forget that, don't they?
It's a combined effort, and there's no winning or losing. It's a storytelling experience. Yeah. So I might create a character that I want to go one way. But if my GM says, actually, maybe this would be more interesting, actually, I haven't thought about that.
That would really work.
The last thing you want is a GM who says, this is the story, you are going down this tunnel.
You are going from A to B. There is no deviation.
Where's the, and it is a back and forth. And I think, so one of the best stories I've got as a player is a death of a character. I was playing, not Shadowrun, the other one, Cyberpunk. It's played Cyberpunk. We've got a friend Nick, who you may have seen on the channel. He was running a police detective game.
This was hard.
We were Cyberpunk detectives, like real low, dirty detectives. Like none of this like highfalutin stuff. Like nasty, bottom of the barrel. You're going into Hell's Kitchen and you're going to try and see what you can do. And I thought, well, I've never played this game before. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who the people are. I'm going to play an idealistic guy straight out of the academy. Right, so let's solve some crimes.
And didn't you literally play the game for as long as your character lived?
Yes, I played the game for 3.5 hours.
And he was
and
dead.
my character lasted 3.5 in-game hours.
It's horrible.
We fought some, and it was like, right, we're going to fight some gangsters. Okay, let's go. I'll take my pistol.
Ready to go.
Okay, nobody move. And then John was like, John, who was my partner, fully armored up, didn't say a word about it, shot through the door.
And then all the punks just went.
Just annihilated me like RoboCop without the robo at the end.
John hadn't told you to wear armor or anything.
No.
You just got blown away. And the worst thing about that was one of them had a cyber and recorded it and put it up online and everything. But we had to go see your wife. Nick had to go see your wife after you get up, you go work 8:30. 11:30, she gets a knock on the door.
Yeah.
And she's like,
and John had
hi.
to play it.
You're
there's a photo of me in the background with my like fresh from the academy kind of thing.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
And that's still now a thing that we talk about in game and out in game as well. Not just out of game, like remember then, but like in game, that's like some guy turned up at the academy, died in 3.5 hours. What's that about? You know, there's reports written, and
it was horrible.
And actually, I wouldn't change it for the world because it was a moment in the game that
I think it's what
emphasised
the harshness.
The harshness of it. Yeah.
Of the cyberpunk world.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's a game that's hardcore, but I think, you know, my GM Nick, he knew I could take it. I knew, you know, and there was kind of a thing. It was an interesting story.
So yeah, I hate it when GMs are out to get players. It's just lame. Oh, I don't do that. GM should never be able to get players. Bad GM. Yes, it is. So stats. Oh, it's bloody Ed Halliday. Game I played, Friends Ranger died, a druid cast reincarnate, and the random dice roll reincarnate as his favourite enemy, a goblin.
No. Amazing RP up on the Play Race Critic game.
Yeah, but see, there you go.
And that's the different. I mean, some players might see that as a.
That's horrible.
Random come back. I think
random roll reincarnate.
And you reincarnate it as a goblin, which is your favourite enemy because you hate goblins.
Well,
I can see why you would Rage Quit the game if you weren't aware of it.
But if you're a decent enough player, you could take that and work with it, and you could have done so much with it.
But not necessarily a decent player. You might. Like you could go either way with it. You could go
Rage Quit,
which is an understandable reaction, but also a. Oh wow! Now what am I going to do? How am I going to deal with this information?
But that's the difference between people playing a story and partaking in this whole story experience, or thinking their character gets a GM, or it's their character's the most important thing. Blah 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 blah. It's not. It's just.
But if the GM had said, "Look, this is what I rolled,"
shouldn't do a random roll on a ring.
Well, if he'd have rolled it and then said, "Like, this is what I rolled. Don't feel good about it. How do you feel about it? You want to do this?" I mean, like, it's a bit weird. I can see why you would. It might create some good story later on down the line. And you go, oh, I don't know. Yeah, but think about it this way. Maybe like you could infiltrate your favourite enemy. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I think that then becomes a discussion and not a, look, if you don't want to do this because you've designed your character in such and such a way. And
but it doesn't matter because your character's just died.
But that's where the discussion opens.
With normal people, yes.
Yeah.
Obviously
we only know literally the 5 lines you've written, but how much of it was just random dice roll, I don't want to do that, I'm off. Or how much of it was, here's what I rolled, maybe this would work. Oh, I don't know. Like, as a good GM would also appreciate that their player has a certain way they want to play their character, and they've invested a lot into it, they've put a lot of work in. I mean, we don't know how long they've been playing that character for.
Have we ever played ourselves in an RPG? Now that is spooky, yes. Stuart, because I was literally sitting the other day and thinking, for for my birthday weekend, I might run the zombie thing where you play yourselves and there's a zombie apocalypse.
Did you play Rob's game?
The dragons.
No, when we played that superhero game.
Fuck
And we
no.
had to be us with powers.
Oh, good lord, no. What did you have?
I was...
Farty bumhole?
So I was... I've been smoking a lot of weed at the time.
Well, that's
And, which I don't do anymore, but at the time I was smoking
That's only because we can't afford it.
It's only because I don't know a dude who knows a dude. And you basically picked power. Like, some people had, like, toughness and some people had, like, whatever. And I was a guy who could fly. And I basically flew around going,
keep it clean, chaps. I'm not asking if you played with yourself.
and I flew around going, if I could have
with your big jeans.
with my big jeans, and I had my boots on, but I put like extra spikes on the bottom of my boot. So most people fly like this, right? Like fist forward. I'm
You
flying.
didn't.
And I was flying feet first with my big coat and my big jeans. And I put extra spikes on the bottom of my shoes so I could like fly above people and kick them in the face. And like I would smoke a J before we started playing. I'd be like, right guys, I'm totally what am I doing?
Absolute bellend.
It was great, it was fucking awesome. Are you still your character? A goblin rather than a ranger? Yeah, I mean I think that then becomes a discussion with the GM, with the character, with the player.
Yeah, I mean, does the ranger's soul get reborn into the? Oh well, hello. What's your thoughts on gender bending?
I've played female characters before.
I played female characters.
I've played non-gender specific characters as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I played an android a while ago who's just like
in a game.
before
In
it
a
all.
game. I have played a murderous doctor who thought he was helping people. I played a gay photographer. I also played a gay. This got really weird. I played a gay paedophile.
A gatorphile.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
got
that
really
was
weird
not
in
nice.
it. That got really weird in the game.
I think
but
it's
it was all about the
interesting-
game. Story.
I think it's interesting to play other genders, other sexualities, other interests. I think it's nice to play something like that and be more aware of stuff.
But don't force them down your throat.
Well, no, I mean, be more aware of things that you were unaware of. And like, I think one of the beauties of role playing is that you can see things from another perspective, or at least try to, or even have a perspective and stick to it, which you wouldn't normally do. When we played your Warhammer game, when we became pirates, and I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, totally. If you're playing a species different to your own, I'm not seeing it as a huge stretch, but appreciate everyone's views differently. Yeah. If you're going to play an orc or a goblin or whatever, how is that even? I mean, that's less different than a different sexuality. Like, I mean, more different. You know what I mean? It's more different to play a different species. But a lot of times when you play an elf, no one plays elves. They just want. The
I've never seen someone play. I've never seen anyone play an elf the way that I think an elf should be played, especially Middle Earth. Middle Earth was awesome for elves, but I've never seen anyone play a Middle Earth elf the way a Middle Earth elf should be played. And I'm not talking about the movies or anything like that.
Yeah. I found it very.
proper.
I gender meant more male to female rather than sexual orientation, but I appreciate how these things can be mixed too. Yeah, good point. Sorry, yeah, we were just expanding on the thoughts.
I was playing Mantis Creature once. I'm not sure what gender I was. Understandable. Well, most of them.
I found it really interesting. So I was playing an asexual android in our Starfinder game. I found it really interesting to find my motivation for things,
Zombie.
which sounds odd, but it was like, I don't know why I'm. Like, people go out and go, right, well, I'm earning money, so I can go out and do this thing. And I'm like, why am I earning money?
Didn't you want to screw the players over because they will take the piss out of you?
Only because they were taking the piss out of me, not because I cared for it.
But how would?
But it made me think about things differently because I didn't have any frame of sexual reference. So it's just like, hello. Well, he said this because she said that. I'm like, don't care. And I found it really interesting to try and put myself in that position.
Yeah. And surely that's, at the end of the day, that's what role playing should be. You should be not just having the fun elements of this, but you are playing characters that you are not.
Yeah.
So surely there must be a little bit in you that's like, well, I want to try and do this aspect of the character because as the person I am now, I could never do this. But in this way, it allows me that little spark of maybe that experience just to see possibly.
So we were playing Earthdawn, and I've been a dwarf, and in all of the dwarf narrative, it's like they're super family orientated. They've got lots of extended family. They've got uncles and cousins and people. And
That's your Earthdawn.
Yeah. And I
love
personally
it.
don't have. And I personally don't have that.
No.
You know, I grew up with my mum. That's it. Like I've got an aunt who's far away, and that's all.
I grew up with his mum.
Oh, you know. But it's been really interesting to try and
have that whole family experience.
Whether it be, I know obviously we're talking about gender bending or whatever, but I mean, from a purely like having a thing in my life.
Other genders are also available.
Different from a thing in my character's life. I really like trying to do that, whether it be sexuality, whether it be gender, whether it be a familial orientation, whether it be another thing, speciesism, whatever.
Yeah.
I really like that role playing allows you to do that. I think it's very hard to do well because
is it a case
how hard is it to put your mind in someone
else's body? Is it a case that these days so many people
well, we'll play an orc because of the stats. I want to play an elf because of the stats.
Yeah.
I want to play a halfling
because of the stats. Play a character for the story that you can bring in to that experience of you with your friends and your GM. Don't go, oh, I got +1 strength. I'm great. Why have you got that +1 strength? You know, give us a reason why you. A muscle there.
Almost.
Oh no, so
it's just layers of flour.
It's layers of flour.
The bingo wings.
You know, just bring every time you go and play a game, a role-playing game with, if you're not a GM or something, try to bring some. I don't just mean bring a pizza or something. Try to bring something as that character to the game, where just at least in one point in that session, someone will go, "Oh, that's really good." That.
But it does, as we were talking earlier on, I think it depends about your group and who you're playing with. If you are playing if you're playing like a story-focused game with other story-focused people, then you can put these things in. If you're playing like, look, I just want to have a few beers on Saturday night, I want to roll some dice and play a tactical game with, like, hey, I'm going to go and fight this monster, and I'm going to fight a dragon, then that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if everyone's on the same page, it doesn't matter what you do because then you're all on the same page.
Yes. That's actually a really good point. It is. But no, seriously, it is.
Okay.
It really is. No, it is a really good point because, you know, I am not a D&D player. I would not touch D&D with a fucking barge pole. But if someone said next week, you know, I run a D&D game. Okay. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to video myself going.
But if you rolled like 4 dice and it was all about story, you'd feel a lot better about it, wouldn't you?
But it doesn't work like that, does it?
But it can do because it's all about the GM and the story.
But I just don't like the whole setting and everything. Oh, they're arguing amongst themselves.
Been wanting to try one of these end of the world ones to see if I could play myself and survive.
Got the zombie one, and
I probably want a pet zombie in the one.
Yeah, I've got pet zombie. It's called Pokey. But it doesn't go for brains. You just go.
It's true.
And I like the look of the other one because there was 4, wasn't there? There was the zombie one. There was the Elder Gods coming back like Cthulhu and that. There was the Terminator version.
Yep.
And there was another one. What the hell was the other one?
I don't know. No, that is a good point. Between, I think I'm going to bring it up. I'm not going to make it a big deal.
Aliens. That's it. Cheers, Ed. Thank you.
Between Paulos and Stuart about how gender orientation can be idealized or stereotyped in, as you say, awkward comedy or soapbox moralizing. I think that's the problem. When you're playing a character who isn't like you, it can be very easy to just take a trope and go, well, I'm going to be like that. Without, I mean, every human that we know is like a 3-dimensional character that has experience, that has...
Hold on, what?
Like
so when I want to play a gay character, I can't just oh, I'm gay.
Well, exactly, because that's
exactly the
not-
point.
it's not
Exactly
okay.
the point.
In
isn't
the
it?
same way you can't play a racial character and play it in a certain way because it's not okay. And I think that
Well, I can't listen to jungle music and take drugs.
jungle is massive.
Massive.
But I think
Don't
that's
laugh in the corner.
I think that's a good point about where do you draw the line between I want to play a character that expands what I know about the world, but also doesn't like just belittle other experiences.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
at the
that's
end of
why
the day, if you are playing that kind of character, you kind of have got that little fallback. Is that you don't know the way that person would react or act in a certain situation. And that's why you're playing that character, because it's a story.
and also
Did Cinderella really do what she
she
did?
did.
You know?
But also, I think when you can take certain aspects of character and in a real world setting, not okay. In a fantasy world setting, by saying like, I don't know what, for example, I don't know how racial prejudice feels because I've not experienced it.
And you asked him.
No, if I was to play a black person in a role playing game, that would be awkward, unpleasant.
But surely that
Not
depends
great.
on the game you're playing.
However, if I was to play an elf in a dwarven environment, it would be the same, because obviously it's not the same, but a similar thought process and a similar trying to like, well, I want to play someone who doesn't fit in. Shades of Tropic Thunder, yeah, good
I
film.
don't know what
Good film.
Tropic Thunder is.
And I wonder if like that might be a way of not doing it, but a way of experiencing things beyond your personal experience, but without making it like, oh, that's really awkward and weird, and I don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely
I
understand.
hope that makes sense to people at home. I'm going to get this some drink.
I'll tell you what I would love to see. I'd love to see Stuart running a Wex's roleplay through you and me.
Oh no!
Yeah. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Don't be giving her a drink. Give her a drink and she's going to get all frisky later, and I just can't be digging it at my age. At my age,
We hope that we're making sense and not sounding too challenge accepted. There you go. Job's a good one.
So are you
Thaddeus
writing?
Green.
Are
Jenny,
you-
the people who murdered.
So are you writing a role-playing game, or are we having to write it? Yeah, I'm just trying to work out some shit
To be
here.
fair, you just roll the same dice anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Shh, you do the way we play it. Oh, Stu, today's game, just so you know, we're not saying anything about today's game, but
Good times.
and moving swiftly on. Okay, so
I hope that my conversation isn't too close.
don't apologise for anything. You've just said you've just done a bellhammer, and
Interesting.
you just say what you say.
Think of it.
This is why
As a-
this is why we do what we do, because we're not going to be redacted by anyone. We will say what we say. We haven't said stuff about Wexodus because of
well, we would
reasons.
not do that.
Because we wouldn't. It's not what we do.
It was hell
It was hella fun. But at the end of the day, live your life. Be you.
Be you.
Be the best you can be. And if that best
can I be
you,
the shittest me I can be?
you already
I'd
are.
rather be the shit.
And if that best you isn't good enough for everyone else, fuck them.
Does anyone have any things they want to bring up?
Please,
And
please.
listen to us. Wow, it's been an hour and 18 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
And that 12 people are still
I
watching?
haven't passed out yet.
That's like more people than we've never had watching. Let's go on, give us another topic. You've got to remember that.
I can be somewhat coherent at times. Yes! I win the internet. I'm slightly coherent at times.
Mr. Eric Huffman, can I just say one thing?
Thanks for the scars.
You never know when the Parker will strike. Oh,
that's
feels
true.
so
Really,
ill.
what's that? The laughable strike thing.
It's Nibbles. You never know when the Nibbles will strike.
What's that from?
It's an advert for.
You slime on my glasses. If you had to live without one of your senses, which would it be?
Whoa! I would say touch normally, but.
Thermosense? I wouldn't mind not knowing that.
I
it's
do
too
have.
cold.
We do have like lots of extra senses, like beer consumption. Could I?
But I don't have that anyway.
So we should
Um,
have blindness and still drink beer.
probably,
Um,
probably. God, no! I don't want any of them to go away because I need them to be there.
Is it touch, taste,
No, there's more. That's
touch,
the problem. That's the
taste,
5
touch,
big
taste,
ones.
sight, hearing, and I don't know what the other one is.
Smell.
Oh, mother! Yeah.
I'm with the internet. So wait for me.
Two in one day. I would lose smell. I live with 2 dogs and my wife. I would lose smell quite.
Gaga.
Yeah,
Yeah, but smells related to taste. And
I don't care. I would lose. I don't.
I don't want any of them to go away.
Taste is another thing I find irrelevant. I'm one of these people that I don't eat for enjoyment. I eat because I have to, and I eat it as quickly as possible because I just don't like it.
This move is taking a long time. What's going to happen?
Who said that?
Sats.
You tell me.
Slightly
Apparently,
coherent man. That is, I'm going to get
apparently,
two
apparently we should hear Monday or Tuesday.
Maybe.
Fucking hope so.
I have been waiting. To be fair, they've been like every time I speak to Straw and Jane, it's like any minute now.
At this rate,
Oh no,
yeah,
they said it couldn't. Any minute next week.
at this
Oh,
rate,
fuck,
the old
they said it
woman.
couldn't. What about the week after? Fuck, just fucking go down, you cunts.
At this rate, the old woman that's selling us the house is gonna be dead. Be like,
Stuart Magnus message. Touche, Stu. Touche.
touche away.
Touche away. Touche Turtle.
And
Beard Rash Man.
no, wasn't it
I don't know.
Dum Dum the dog? Wasn't touche
I don't know.
Turner?
My
Touche.
steel shield is like a shield. of
That's
steel.
that thing.
Yeah.
With karate.
Yeah, which isn't racist at all.
No,
Wait a minute.
no, it's not. We're gonna have to go down bloody Warcraft again at some point because that was an awesome day. Awesome.
Oh,
day.
Dum Dum.
Dum Dum. Yeah, that was karate.
No, no.
Oh no, it's
was
karate. Dum Dum was
the Touche Turtle.
touche Dum Dum. It was the dog with the hat, wasn't it? Was it the dog with the hat?
Isn't that Deputy Dog?
No,
I'm making shit.
Deputy Dog
Gotta go,
was.
guys. Love your stuff. Love you too, Mike.
Who said that? Who
Michael
said-
Newbanks. Keep on keeping on, dude.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you very much. Pleasure. And stuff.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like to.
You must subscribe,
If you
don't like it,
don't
don't
subscribe,
Well,
don't like it.
until next time. I like that, Stuart.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
What? Yes to
Now a few words.
Pink Scar.
Dum Dum. Doggy Dog. I don't know. I never watched it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
How do you know it was pink? Was it in black and white?
Yeah. Stuart,
You're-
yeah.
you're the-
I thought you were younger than
You would have
this.
watched it on reruns. You would have watched
Oh,
it.
reruns. I was there.
You were there.
I drew it.
Drawing it. You were there when turtles evolved. So you know.
I actually crawled out of the water and went, I'm an animal.
I saw a great thing on my Facebook or Instagram, and it was a little cartoon of a fish swimming up.
Interscram.
Instagram, and it was a fish swimming up. You go, oh, and then the sun reaches down to the fish and goes, oh, here you go, little guy, here you go. Puts him in the
Burning
water,
hell.
and then he grows legs and arms and a head. He
And
goes,
drowns.
and now I need water. Ah! And I was like, yep, that seems accurate to the human race.
The world is,
Weird shit.
the world truly is screwed up, isn't it?
Wow, he did it. Although, to be fair, it was pretty.
Did we? I don't think it was us. I don't think it
He
was us.
didn't start
Apart
the
from
fire.
those.
It was always burning since the world was started.
We didn't start the fire.
Sorry, the internet. 14 people watching.
How? 13 after that. They didn't like the.
Literally one button, no, button missed.
They didn't like the Billy Joel reference, mate.
D'Artagnan, three musketeer, musket hounds.
Musket and 1 for 1. Musket hounds are always ready. 1 for 1. And 1 for 1. Bring everybody.
Yeah. The weird
No,
thing,
don't remember it.
the weird thing about the Musket Hounds is actually if you watch it in English, they didn't get all of the translation right, so it doesn't make sense. Like they cut weeks out and they put other weeks in. And
Ah,
I remember watching it as a kid, being like,
what the fuck?
why is he? How has he got to here? And
Is that why you started smoking dope at such a young age? Can't understand Muscat Hounds.
Get Muscat Hounds, smoke fatty.
There
it'll be
we
good.
go.
But apparently, if you watch it in the French, it's all like it's just the Musketeers. But if you watch it, in
Bonjour.
English, they've just taken episodes out.
Bonjour, Jane.
Bonjour.
Comment
Je voudrais
vas-tu?
manger ton visage.
Oh, you want to eat my face? It's a bit hot.
Delicious face.
I know my French. No. They're just not going to start fighting, aren't they? Or having sex.
Oh, they're good.
Shouldn't Stuart be working on the bloody...
Willy Fogg! 80 days around the world. A blue back. And he was a big lion dude with a little fella and had like a mysterious cat lady from India or somewhere like that. He had Willy Fogg. That was good times.
Christ on a bike, Stu. You was pulling these ones out.
Coming out my childhood. Oh, surprise.
Although, let me say, shouldn't you be working on bloody Order and Union instead of like watching? No, carry on watching. Have a little holiday, mate.
The Order and the Union will get time off.
Order should have been first.
Whatever.
Piss me about with all these others.
Already done the Order.
Where's my phone? I want to see the Order. Are they up? No. You bastard. Could have done with them today. Good game, man. Good game.
Okay.
Loving the new changes so far. And that's all we will say on that matter, apart from sort yourself out, get it done, because we want some Lost World stuff. Welcome to Lost World.
Writing up a design brief for the Karga Posse. Karga Posse. Ooh. So the Karga brothers in the Warrior Nation.
3 of them.
Posse.
Posse
with new stuff going on. Interesting.
I like the new rules for what we've seen for the new Warrior Nation. Allegedly.
I don't like any of it.
My name is Thor.
Speaking as a non.
You don't do Warrior Nation, do you?
I don't
Are you going to play any faction that's good?
No. Boom, says Eric Huffman.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my womb. Let's spend the night together. So we can spoon.
When you say a good faction,
Black Coyote, Songbird,
Flicker.
Hello.
Fierce Big Time is a great name.
Fierce Big Time.
That is the
Storm
best name.
Peak City of Whistling Water. He's watched us go to the toilet, hasn't he? Whistling Water. He's making this up.
Fierce Big Time.
Fierce Big He's making this up. He's having a little giggle at our expense. Bastard. Really?
Fierce Big Time is my favourite.
For the Karga.
If I never get any Warrior Nation,
you just want some big fierce time. Fierce Big Time.
No, I am tempted by the Lawn at the moment because, to be fair, I've been thinking about them for a while. I am going to get some watches.
Oh yeah, no,
because
I'm
just having an interesting discussion with Jan
Falange
about we were talking about. So in Wild West Exodus, people who are watching, we're talking about Wild West Exodus.
It's a war game that we love. It's our favourite game.
In the version of the Wild West in the frontier. Stuart Mackiness might be able to tell you something about.
I don't think he knows much about it.
And he was saying there's like levels of weirdness. So in the middle, you've got things like the lawmen, you've got things
normality,
like the outlaws, which are kind of normal, but
they are
weird stuff.
Drift
outwards to things like the enlightened and stuff like that, which has got your robots. And then you go outwards again to things like the Order and the Hex and
Dark Nation and stuff. And that's why I've always wanted to see a map. So every time we do one of our games, we always put photos up and stuff. And we would kind of make up our town names, but I'd like to know where.
Have you seen the blog post from the War Cradle dudes?
Some new bloke.
I want to see. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
New bloke.
But he's working on maps.
Did they ask us about this new bloke? Did we get to vet him?
I think we just would have said yes because we would have been drunk.
Yeah, very probably.
But looking forward to seeing
Black
what
Coyote.
happens with that.
Flicker.
Flicker's an interesting name.
Storm Peak Cry.
But Fierce
And-
Big Time is my favourite.
Fierce. You like a
What
fierce.
happens in Fierce Big Time?
Stays in
Stays in
fierce
Fierce Big
big time. See, that's the worst thing with, we go through phases of games, obviously, because everyone goes through phases of games. And Guild Ball was one of our huge games. It got us doing the battle. Well, when we started the battle hammer before Guild Ball, and then Guild Ball kind of got caught up in that snowball thing. It got us to a point, and then things kind of changed, and we're like, oh Christ, well, where do we go now? Because
the whole tournament vibe.
Yeah. So how do you go from that point to involving bigger? So then we got into Wexters, didn't we? And like, this game is amazing, and it really is.
I love the immediacy of the dice.
There is so much in that game that you would want to take from it and use in every other system. Like, so I remember when we first played with the different card decks. I'm like, oh come on!
You were not a fan originally.
I was not. I'm like,
no,
I can't be dealing with 2 decks of cards.
Once you get how they work, it works really well.
It's not just that. It's for us. It's the stories you can tell.
Deep dive into Warrior Nation myself, even though I love the nasties. To be fair, there be wolves.
Oh,
It's true.
those wolves are really sexy.
Really nice.
Because there's like, I reckon there'll be more characters that can bring those wolves in. They're just gonna be like the little gun dog things, aren't they? They're damn sexy.
Something like that.
I reckon.
Would be...
I think I don't know.
You know what I found interesting?
Oh, hello! Dogs are running under the table. What's occurring here? Hey! Fucking turn the light. It's just shining on Parker's.
We were playing with the new release of Tainted Biology.
Victor's an absolute.
What I found
bastard.
interesting. So as a before they were released, I was looking at the dogs, the hex dogs, and I thought,
oh, poor Loss, you're a bitch. I hope they do a version of Wexter set in the underbelly of Victorian London, because he knows I wanted to run the role-playing game based on that. You are a bitch.
Yeah.
Hello, Stuart. Let's talk. Let's talk business, you and I.
Jimmy Flond.
Who's a Flond?
James
Oh.
Flond. No, so I was looking at Castor and Pollux from the Tainted Biology box, and I was like,
that's where they annoy me. That's the one thing the Wexters do that annoys me. The boxes.
you want them all.
Because I look at that Tainted Biology box. I don't want any of them, but I want the 2 dogs. And that's like the Portal Vanguard. I just want the 2 Corcaroli. I've got
Corcaroli.
Corcaroli. I just Corcaroli. And I can see why they do it. It makes perfect sense. It just annoys me because I just can't get these little bits on their own that I so want.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? I mean, from a business point of view, not just about selling extra.
It makes perfect sense why they do it.
Limited SKUs on a wall or whatever.
Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. But when you just want the couple of bits, I can't afford 30 odd quid from this full box set. I just want
that dude.
Yeah. Unfortunately, old Jens Morton is telling us he's going to send me the
Jim Ladd.
What's her name? Maria Torres Villa. Now is she Pancho's wife?
Yes.
That's
correct.
That makes sense.
If you're still watching, make sure you let us know. Maria Torres Villa, she's still Pancho Villa's wife, right? I think they had an altercation, which I think is why she's not hanging out with them at the moment, but they're still married, and you could ex-wife.
Oh, ex-wife, just Stu. Stu, is there going to be a point where at some point there is just going to be...
He thought he had killed her. Wow.
Is there going to be at some
That's not the
point
ex you want coming back to fight you,
where there is just some fluff for all of this? Because I would almost sell your soul to have a book of fluff.
If only I had a soul, you could sell it.
I've got the right.
It has a slit throat. Oh, who the heck she has returned? I noticed a scar on the face covered by the
mark,
by the shiny mask.
Oh,
I didn't realise it's a slit throat. I hadn't noticed that.
Where's the stories for this? This is why I play these games, for stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
And she's awesome. She's probably going to be really, really good at some point because at the moment she's just shit. I don't know what I mean. Oh, hello.
That's what the metal police on the side of the face is for. Yeah.
Well, that's a face, not a throat. But so is there going to be something, a definitive guide or
Fluff book.
fluff book at some point where me and Parky can just yes, thank you. Who's that?
Fluff. Hjal.
Hjal. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, fluff. Fluff is so important, and I think it's that reason that really got us into Wexens, wasn't it?
Well, even
We had the first edition, we never played it. And we're like, I looked at the rules and went, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like War Machine, but not.
Yeah, War Machine. Oh, just no. That game has no appeal to me.
It's kind of like
My Corona. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Hold on, why
Yeah,
play a
I
game
really-
with no soul in it?
I really do not want the sense of smell. Please take it. Take it from me. Take it from me now.
Yeah, you need soul in the game,
Otherwise, you're just playing 40k,
which
which involves
but,
bags of dice.
interesting. I was going to bring that up. So we don't play 40k because the rules.
We don't
get
own
us
that many
excited,
dice.
which is don't own
But
dice. Actually, we love the narrative. We love the story of 40k.
And
We love
background.
all of the background and all the fluff. And it's like, oh my god,
Age of Sigmar.
Inquisitors and
Great, you destroyed the old world. Fuck off. Yeah. Never going to forgive you for that, UW.
do that. But just because we love the fluff, we're still not playing 40k.
Because we don't
are
want to be-
playing Wexodus because we've got limited fluff, which is at least more than no fluff.
I deserve more fluff.
But actually, the rules are really good, and I think it's more fluff.
And do me and Parker need to invest in some pith helmets for a video?
40k has good stories. Absolutely, I agree with Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Sigmar, I see what you did there.
It's interesting because they're going to do a role-playing game based on Age of Sigmar. I just can't see how that's going to work. If I was going to play a role-playing game or something, I would play a role-playing game on Wild West Exodus.
Oh, which they can check it out.
If they watch our videos. Oh, that was so cheap.
Oh,
Sorry
no.
about that one. That was fucking awfully cheap.
If you want to buy merchandise, you can go to
A shop.
Wildstorm Games and buy.
Oh, boo!
No, but in all seriousness, I think that one of the weird things that GW did was like they had the old world. They had
30 years of
30
history.
years of history, and they just were like, nope. And I can. Part of me understands why they did it.
Does
Because
it?
Because if you want
Sure
to
as hell
change
not.
how Warhammer plays, you can't bit by bit by bit by bit wait 9 editions for it to change. You can't say like we play a square based rank and file game.
And then
Now
suddenly
we suddenly
change
play a
it.
different game.
And then just lose those 30 years of history and suddenly come up with this whole 8 mortal realms and blah, 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 blah. Fucking hell. Just have a big war on the old world and be done with it.
Yeah, I wonder if it could have been done.
Oh, now we're in trouble. Stuart.
I
Actually enjoy the Age of Sigmar.
As an idea to serve the kind of game it is, more fertile and explored. That's a good point. Yeah, because if you don't know what's on the edge of the map, I think for old leagues like we loved that kind of.
Actually, that is a
If
really
you
interesting.
don't know what's on the edge of the map, you can still go. Yeah, how do you bring in a new faction to 8th edition Warhammer? That's a really good point, Stu. Haven't thought about that. Not gonna lie.
But had they actually, I think they've only scraped the surface of factions they could have brought into it.
I don't know about scrape the surface.
Oh,
I mean,
come on. It's a huge world and they've
Well,
just done this
look,
beginning.
I mean, they had Cathay maybe, but like,
Nippon?
yeah, but like that's it.
No.
But when you think about it, you think about the old world, you don't necessarily care about.
But what they could
That's
have,
a good point.
but what they could have done is,
CLs, name escapes me. Yeah, it's a good point. They could not have happened in the old.
yeah,
That's
but
it.
they could have just changed instead of destroying the old world. They could have just come up with a new thing and taken that story on instead of going destroying this story. Because when we play Warhammer Fantasy, we're still going to go back to the old world. aren't we?
I mean,
Yes, we are. Thank you.
yeah. I mean, you could have done. I mean, arguably, you could have done other things, but it is a really good point. How do you mix up the game enough? Oh, the Border Princes, yeah, but how many new models are you going to release for the Border Princes? Which is
Border Princess was all
Yeah,
mercenaries. It's
yeah,
all
it's all
mercenaries.
mercenaries.
So, yeah. Why am
That's
I getting
really
these
good point.
little?
You would never have got the Caradron Overlords.
The who?
No, I just said that now.
Who said that?
Me. The Caradron Overlords.
What, my squats?
The dwarves in space.
They're squats,
You would
mate.
never have got them.
I've got them because
Oh,
they're
man,
squats.
you blasters.
I don't know
Only
what's going on.
£200.
I've got these little. I've got these little.
Oh, no, they're just...
No, mate. These were the fucking. They weren't expensive ones.
Were they?
Nope. Oh shit!
Whoops. Thank you, Kiara Caliber.
See, that one's still good. See, what I want is
Boing.
a pair of glasses on a little on a stick dangle. So I can just go.
I'm sure there's a word for it. Hello, just saying hello. Cannot watch properly now. We'll try later. Cheers, Bri. B-Roy!
That means his family's watching and they don't like us using swear
Sorry,
words.
B-Roy. Did you say hello?
Hello, hello,
No, did you say
hello.
hello? I've got the line wrong. Did you say hello?
Is it me you're looking for?
And then he says,
No.
no, I said hello. Well, that's close enough.
Yeah. Go on, glad she didn't go that way.
Didn't make it all the way to the castle.
Let her straight to the castle. Labyrinth.
Dance magic dance. Dance magic
Dance,
dance.
magic dance.
Put that baby crash in. Loads more to explore than that world. Yes, I wonder if how. I think Warhammer might. And again, this is your battery's running low.
Oh,
You might
shit,
have to
I'm
plug
plugged that
into
in.
a PC.
That's what I meant to be doing. Oopsie.
Error 216 has occurred. Please reboot hard drive.
Error 404. There is
Um,
no forest.
Yeah, but I think there could have been more. Well, there clearly is a lot more to explore in the Warhammer world. I just wonder, is it the way they wanted to go? Did they just want to go, fuck it, we're going to release all this stuff? Dance magic, dance!
Dance!
There's
What?
no thing. There's no song.
Then there
So,
was.
as
by
to
the
this point,
power of
those regions
Grayskull.
haven't interacted with the rest of the world. The narrative opportunities are much less, which is a good point. I think there's that. Yeah. Hi guys. Do you think you might be playing some more Gaslands at some point?
Guess what?
Gaslands. It brought
Guess
me to your
what?
channel because watching you play, it's hilarious. That's only because we're rubbish. Yes, we will be playing Gaslands. Once the move is done.
Once the move is done. What move?
Yeah, we will be playing Gaslands some point soon. Yeah, it's an interesting. Yeah, we will be playing Gaslands. We do want to play it. We haven't played it with the move. I've got a whole fucking box of cars that I want to play with, and we like it a lot. I'm really looking forward to Gaslands Reloaded coming up. I want to say end of summer. I think they might have hinted at. I could be wrong. With the not quite second edition, but I think it's like 1.5 if you want to call it that. Looking forward to seeing that. So, yeah, it's got your monster truck, your monster truck can stay at home.
Oh, is that one of them players?
No, it's Ed saying he wants. Do you remember we were talking about his monster truck? And he just goes drive forwards, drive backwards, drive forwards, you go drive backwards. Thing is, I believe the Warhammer devs do not know how they want to do with their babies. Please tell fans or get new fans. Crush all the things. Core Space. Yes, I have seen Core Space. It's the battle systems terrain guy who's got his own rule set, and it's kind of a bit Firefly, like go and steal some stuff, take it somewhere else. Yeah, I think going back to Age of Sigmar and the old world, I think the old world is a place I love. I think it's very hard for you to give up on a place that you love. If you love that environment, you love it, and you kind of go, "I want to stay here. Why can't I stay there?" I think actually, in some ways, Warhammer is the first place, or the first setting to super change the narrative. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got a 30-year-old thing, and you've just gone, move on. And actually, a lot of other systems haven't done that. Whether that's for good or bad, like if Warhammer Hordes did it and said, "Oh, we're going to blow up the world and start again," like if they'd have done it first, would that have been better or worse? You know what I mean?
Now they're all fighting again. They don't need us.
We're not fighting.
We can just sit back here and go, "Our work is done," while they fight like bitches.
I think it's an interesting discussion.
But do you think that a RPG based in Age of Sigmar could work?
I'm sure it could. I don't know enough.
I mean, I never played the Silver Tower or the Purple Tower or the Purple People Eater or anything like that.
I do all the old
for
world,
wargaming. Yeah, I can possibly understand that.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. It's a tricky
thing.
It is a tricky thing because I do love the old world.
This is why we don't write games,
because it's
our businessmen.
Kind of it became a relatively stagnant place. I think if you'd have tried to change it up in the same way.
No, because they brought in the Storm of Chaos, you know, when Archiron came down from north and shit like that.
But then that's just Chaos the Order, isn't it?
Yeah, but you still got the other shits going on. Maybe we just old and crap.
Not what we played rank and file anyway. So
no, rank and file sucks.
I think that
spend like £50 on a unit that's like this.
I think it's the first time we've experienced a narrative.
Parker broke my glasses, Jamie. These are my expensive ones. Parker broke my expensive glasses.
He's talking shit out of his
These are my proper ones that Parker broke.
Fuck you, cunt. I didn't do anything like that.
We've been doing so well, and then you suddenly stop.
I said good day, sir. What changed in the Storm of Chaos? Kislev gets destroyed for the 100th time. Good point.
And hopefully this time it stays destroyed.
His box is ready for the move. The load continues to be loaded into the fridge. Blaster gets switched off. Exactly right.
That's the first time it's been filled in like 2 weeks. Because what? Oh God! So here I am, all on my own. As Parker's just suddenly left me, and here's the interesting one. So, Theatre Crime turns me off the new survey as the emphasis on the fantasy marines. Oh, the Sigmarites. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about them. Oh, bloody hell! Look, you lot made me break my glass. Oh, hello. Hold on. I think I've got. I still can't see. Oh no! If I squint, no, not those ones. Those are me painting ones. I put them on, and we can't see a bloody thing. Oh, bugger if I know. I'll just hold an eyepiece up. See, this is how bad. I buy Poundland glasses because I'm poor and they break. So now I'm reduced to holding this up to see what you lot are saying. Age of Sigmar, AOS. Oh, because you actually give us a background, people. Yeah, but that's why saying that I'm interested to see Warcry. What are your feelings on Warcry, Parky? Lick my balls. No, I'm not licking them. I'm not sure how I feel about the Sigmarines, says the Core Caroli fan. So what are you using? Well done, Stu. So what are you playing that then, Stu? Parker, we need an adult. Hold on, what about you and him need an adult? What's going on? Warcry looks ace. Yes. I've got a heads up. What do you think about Warcry? I'm loving them. Look at the miniatures so far.
I know nothing about it. The miniatures look great. I don't know what the rule set's like. I don't know anything about it in any way.
Why have I got to make manacles? Eric, why have I got to make manacles? I can't.
Slineth and Nurgle Demons. Nurgle Demons.
So it's great. If I squeeze it in,
Like,
They can't actually.
what's his name? Not Patrick McGowan. The other famous Patrick.
Thank you.
Not Patrick Troughton.
I can't see a bloody thing now through one eye.
The Games Master. Patrick.
Oh, that's
Patrick Moore. Thank you.
That's
Cheers, Stu. I
it.
knew you'd knew.
That's what I need. Yeah, I need something like that. That'd be awesome.
Sky at night.
Give me a monocle, but not like Fifth Youth Bank game. So where were we?
I was going to say about going back to the old world. I wonder if it could have been, rather than just the old world gets destroyed and it doesn't exist, and now we're thousands of years later. I wonder if it could have been the old world is sundered and there's like similar to 40k. It would have been damaged in an irreparable way with some sort of new chaos.
Then you could have had all your old factions. Then you could have
had old and new, maybe almost like a battle world, like Marvel in the comics. You know comics, don't you? You've heard of them.
I have Conan comics. I remember those.
So like
I have
Battle
King
World,
Conan #1.
They were like bits of worlds brought together to create a new world, like something like that, where you go, oh, this is a bit of the old world, but actually it's now connected to this and this and this, like almost joined into the realms of chaos, and rather than a completely different thing, you know. I think that's what does it for me. Crash and Aliens on it.
Fuck off!
Pathfinder.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Secret Wars. Yeah, there you go.
Pathfinder, D&D. Piss off!
No, but it's not. No, Pathfinder. I'm having a good fun in Pathfinder.
Conan! Dun 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 dun
The new
dun
background 40k shows how GW have gotten better at relaunches compared to AOS. Essentially the same end result, but different reception and approach. Yes, a very good point. I'm not 100% sure of the timeline, but I know that they had a different CEO and they changed, and then they
he was more of a gamer than the last bloke.
Yeah, like the last guy was just like, we need to get rid of this.
We need to make money
more
and
money.
blah blah blah.
I don't know if that's right.
No.
I know that they did have a change in CEO who and like now you see different stuff on their YouTube channel even, like, and they're like, yes, it's not.
Do you know you spend way too much time watching YouTube when you could be promoting us?
We're a YouTube creator and I need to be aware of the YouTubes. If you're a business person,
dude, there is no one else out there like us. There is no one else out there this bad. If there is, we're going to hunt them down and stab them because this is our shtick. You've got quite a fierce grip, haven't you?
I have.
Get on with this. Oh, behave. Have you left the door open again?
Yeah, I like Pathfinder actually. We'll paint some damn models. That's true. Good.
He's very good at painting. He's just very, very slow. And he gets very, very arsey when he loses games.
No, I don't. You just fucking wind me up.
Dude, we're meant to be an entertainment channel, and when you're playing a game and you spend 57 minutes sitting there working out how to move one figure.
That's not one figure.
I
That's
did
a
enjoy.
fourth of my arm.
Aristeo. It's a really clever little guy.
And when he gets the throne in the Aping Company, there is bound to be changes. Good point. He is the Wild Hammer Mason for painting very nicely.
How would you know? Oh, you won.
You won them. If you want me to do your
no.
If you've got a couple of years to spend, and you want me.
He can paint the next mascot.
I genuinely can't remember the paint scheme.
Did you paint have you painted the armadillo for him?
No.
Good, because that takes 5 years.
It's a huge company, to be honest. Didn't read too much about Kevin Rountrey's direct hand. Did not read too much of Kevin Rountrey's direct hand in the day-to-day of the studio. Yeah, that's a good point, because there is that balance of like someone in charge who wants the company to make money. Also,
but it's what the people on the outside see. And I think that's where what the hell is going on? Sorry, gentlemen.
If you were to
look out of the way, make a noise in the background. Your dogs are barking in the garden.
Yeah. But if you were like making a film, if you were which is why I'm appreciating what you're saying, Stu. If I was making a film, I could be the executive producer in the background who has the money and make it happen. Woman!
Behave, Eric! It's my wife.
And as long as the film makes money, I'm okay. On the flip side, from the producers or the kind of director's point of view, if you like,
I want to tell my
They
story.
want to tell their story. Also, they have to tell the story well enough that people want to keep watching it so that they make money. Do you know what I mean? Like, take Endgame. Like, if they'd just gone, nah, I don't care, we'd have still watched it, but we'd have said, oh, it was shit and we didn't want to watch it again. Or like Star Wars, which is a thing you do watch. Like, it could be bad, but you'd still want to go and watch it because it's Star Wars. So really, it doesn't matter what the director does. From the producer's point of view, as long as it makes money, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
It's the same sort of thing. If I was ever in a point where I could
bullseye.
If I ever got to a point where I could, I could do what I wanted to do with what we do now, it would still, even if we had all the money behind us and shit, we would still be literally doing shit like this because this
is not what you want to tell the people who might give us money because they won't give us money because we're always going to do this.
Oh,
we're going to be doing this, but better.
But with graphics going.
I've got 5 kids to feed.
Yeah, we've got any kids.
Shut up.
Oh, I've got 2 dogs to feed and a wife to keep happy.
Oh, but, Hellboy. The film was not good. I still don't regret watching it. That's an interesting point. Because
it wasn't good. It wasn't good, and you still don't regret watching it?
No, because you can watch a thing and go, oh, that was all right.
Oh,
there was stuff
Ed.
So credit for the success of the MCU, but so too the individual directors and creatives.
Yeah, so maybe are bad for saying, what they've done.
No, that's not at all. But no, I think it's just a case of saying like there's so much going on in the same way with AOS, in the same way of any game. You've got like the high-end creatives who want to create a universe. You've got the people who want to make sure things are being sold.
And the people making money.
People who are designing models. If you don't create good models, people aren't going to buy them. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. As Stu says, he's not.
No, we understand that.
There are so many people involved in a layer.
It's a very thick layered
milieu of things going on.
What?
Milieu. It's 1,000 layers.
It's a cake. It's a cake.
It's a kind of dessert.
It's a cake. It's a layer cake.
It's not a layer cake. It's dessert
layer cake
made with.
But no, and I'm not being funny. At the end of the day, all of these people can do that sort of thing, But surely, don't they have? Oh, here we go. Don't they have a thingy of care? I mean, the duty of care for all of the people that invested all of their time and effort into the original, or are they just going, "Fuck you all, let's have a new game"?
Arguably.
No, I'm
no.
No, of course they don't, because they're in it to make money.
Who owns a franchise?
The person that owns it.
Financially?
The person that owns it.
Legally?
The person that owns it.
But what does that mean?
Well, it means they own it.
Well, that's
the person that owns it.
But how? But who defines who owns the thing?
That's my point. A bit of paper. That bit of paper says.
So legally, who owns it?
The person that owns it.
Legally.
The person that owns it.
No. You either agree or not. You fucking douchebag. That's what I'm trying to say. Gian, come to your house and take it away. The games still exist, your models still exist. Yeah.
What? Who the fuck said that?
Stu? Yeah, no, your stuff still exists. You can't.
Oh, they can. If they can come here and take my stuff away, good on them. Because then once they take that away, I'm expecting you, Stuart, to reimburse us with Wild West extra stuff. Because you're wild. It's not like we favour your game over any game at the moment.
I think that whilst a company doesn't take away a game, if
you need the players to play the game.
You need the players to play the game. If the game stops doing well or isn't supported, it's not how any of this works. That's
really?
true.
Really? Oh.
I would look at, and this is from my personal point of view, I would look at something like Dark Age. That is a good game. A lot of people still like playing.
Wrath of Kings,
owned by Cool or Not, or Simon.
They dropped the ball there, didn't they?
They just don't support it anymore. So if they don't support the game, people have got stuff, and some of them will play it for a certain amount of time.
But you can't keep playing the game if there's nothing new coming in.
players that own all of the stuff, or most of the stuff they play with day to day, are less valuable than those who know nothing. That is a good point. That is a good point. If you don't,
We're worth nothing.
no. But
Table.
from a business point of view,
Fuck the business.
people have to buy things.
Yes, which we do every bloody month.
Well, that's because we want to buy it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. A business has to keep business
Oh, here we go.
in news and
Klaus is
visual
on.
elements. Yeah, Primaris Marines. That's a good point.
I would like to have some boats to do some more pew-pewing with.
Ooh.
But we've only got like one faction which got sent to us, the French faction. We meant to have a Japanese faction, and just never turned up. And
That's because it was turning Japanese.
it's turning Japanese. I really think so.
No, Primaris Marines. Why buy new Marines when you can buy Primaris Marines? That's a good point.
That's a weird little. That's a weird little thing they've done. But the new Primaris Marines are awesome. But I am not completely replacing my Space Wolf army with Primaris Marines because I am not rich. Oh, here we go. In one fell swoop, they made all your Marines look like stunted crap.
Stunted.
Stunted crap.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back, Stu. You tell it like it is.
I'm sorry, Stu. Say what you. Stop beating about in the bush, mate.
Valid
What are
point.
you trying to
That is
say?
a fair and valid
It
point.
has.
dude.
Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, can you? It's the way that they turn around and said in the background that they spent 10,000 years promoting these new Marines and stuff. But then you get like some of the old captains in Primaris armor, but
Yeah, but it's made up and it doesn't matter.
they can't because they were this big
Yeah.
and the new armor's this. They're not going to fucking
but-
fit,
but it's-
are
but
they?
it's made up.
Have you seen the new Bandai things?
Oh, no, I haven't. No, I've seen it advertised.
Oh my god, sexy as hell.
Primaris can't use old transports. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Well, one of them can. I'm going and laying it.
That's a really good
Yeah,
point.
because then you've got to go out and buy bigger transports. And what's transports? There's no rhinos for them at the moment, is there?
Oh, they've got that repulsor tank or whatever it is.
Repulsive tank. See, again, it's a point where you get this really, really sexy history, and then you just
No, but Stuart makes an excellent
it makes
point.
perfect sense. Well, release bigger models,
Like,
people will buy them, then you rebuy your entire army, and we'll just say
Oh,
someone
a
else.
new repulsor. They announced today at Warhammer Fest.
What?
New.
No one
You can
tells
tell
us
us
anything,
first.
Stu. That's why we keep pestering you for new news because no one likes us. No one tells us anything. But
Nobody likes you.
you almost like us. Almost likes us.
No, it's a really interesting point actually, from a company point of view compared to a player point of view. Like the AdMech transport. Ooh, AdMech like AdMech, or like
Hovercraft.
old school
What's Qatari and all of that?
30k AdMech, or like modern AdMech.
Oh, please say modern. Please say. It's
Sorry, so
Oh!
modern, so new.
Fountains of Jizz.
Oh,
Play
I
it
love
then,
it.
Stu.
Sneaking.
What's
I think
the
you just got
play
to be aware of all the things.
Of course, you've got to be aware. But you also should be aware that it needs decent playtesters.
Well,
Do you know
if
any?
only he could find hold of some.
Oh, wow.
Here. Well, I've got to go. Hope you gentlemen have an extraordinary evening. See you around, lads.
Skull!
Scroll to you, Hjalmar. I did get you one.
You bloody well didn't.
I did. I threw it away.
Well, cheers. I'll get my own bastard beer, shall I?
So, it's an interesting point that Stuart brings up about companies have to set. I mean, without like, I'm not become hugely paraphrasing some conversations going on.
At least we can
But
see that on this,
essentially,
unlike Facebook.
Essentially, companies have to sell things.
But yeah, I can understand that, but don't sell things and give us the things that we can use. I'm
Well,
just a
I get what
mercenary.
you're saying.
I'm just a fucking mercenary. Because we can't afford anything. I would love
Kill
Games
your own-
Workshop to say, oh, do you want this
You
box
could
set?
do your own parky for money, wouldn't you?
I would kill my own Parky for a sniff of your mum's cottage pie, which is very, very nice.
I think the difficult balance is getting that balance of player versus
Money.
not just money, but player versus
Interest.
how do you player versus interest, like create cool thing players want to buy, and as you were saying, Stu, about Primaris Marines, like versus new stuff. We made some new stuff. I don't care.
Yeah,
I've got my army.
but yeah, see, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you've got these 40k players that have been playing for like 20, 30 years, and they've got these like 10,000 points of Marines and stuff. Are they suddenly going to go, oh, I'll just replace all of these then with the Primaris Marines?
But as Stu says, they're not paying. They have paid for everything up until this point. But when they still need to earn money.
But when when these people get those middle models on the table against Primaris Marines, they're going to think, oh my god, look at the stunty buggers. Your words.
Yeah.
It's
can't work out which one of you is fatter. Dodgy camera angle. No, he's the fat one. I'm just the.
Really? We have to do this. Get up. Come on.
No.
See? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. Look at that. That's my shirt, Paul. Go on, stand up, fat boy. Here we go. Here we go.
Do that as well. Do that as well.
Yeah, now breathe out.
Oh, wait a minute.
Breathe out.
How are you? Breathe out.
I am breathing out.
I can do that as well.
He's the fat one.
I'm the fat one.
He's the fat, talented one. I'm the good-looking, useless one.
So one of the interesting things, without, I don't mean this in a negative sense, I'm just being aware of what's going on.
Thanks, Steve.
With how times have changed.
No, Parker's always been fat, especially since he came home.
So one thing I've noticed with
carb-free.
To be fair, Parker has all those US calories to keep trying this year. It's true.
Stuart, come on, dude. That's just shoot
Don't
a man when
he's around. You'll break them.
Shoot a man when he's down.
Screen, make it rain. So I was going to say about what I really like as a player when it comes to Wild West Exodus is that some of the factions have cross-faction models in them.
Are you promoting another dodgy?
No. I'm just saying that I think they've done it really well.
Oh God, yes. You can't take things from. Yeah.
Well, you want to fill straw with US calories too, and stuff like that. Yeah. So.
It's not me, mate. It's not me. I would love to come away with you guys, but you would expect me to work for you, and I would just turn on and go, no, fuck that shit. I want to film for the Battle Hammer and go drink. Let him work for you. I'll just turn up and do what someone in your bloody company should do when you're at an event, is do more pictures and stuff and get them out on the. What the hell are you doing, Nets?
Weird. So I think that one of the cool things that you do with Wetsters is have factions that have sub-releases, not sub-releases, but like I really want
multi-faction
boxes, like the what's the thing I'm thinking of?
You could break me in slowly, but I am not a teacher of games. Parker is the person that is the best for teaching people games. I'm the person that turns up, swears a lot, and says "fuck you all," and drink. And the thought of 8 hours.
Ranger Showboat.
Yes.
Sorry, I've been thinking about that. That's been in here for like the last 5 minutes. Ranger Showboat is a great box because it's Lawman. You've got some Outlaws in there.
Yeah.
And I really like. I'd rather go the way of. One of the things I love about Wetsters is that I can buy a faction and then I can
branch.
I can branch, and I've still got some stuff I can use.
I've just bought goblins, so I now have to buy goblins and goblins. No, you buy this. You buy this, and then you can branch with it.
Yeah, Tribal Justice is Lawman Warrior Nation. I assume soon.
Tribal Justice? That's probably got Bass Reeves in it, maybe?
I was going to... no,
would
I can't
it?
talk about that.
You can't talk about that, mate. No, can't. No.
Regulators and Dead or Alive. Soon?
It does have Bass Reeves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bass Reeves.
I've already got Bass Reeves.
But what's this? Apache Kid.
Yeah. It's interesting that his
new Bass Reeves.
Ooh,
but Bass Reeves was already new, wasn't he?
No.
He was already new.
But you've got Apache Kid's got Bo, and Can't talk about that.
No.
Carry on.
Hello.
Shit, the bed!
How soon are we expecting regulators or Dead or Alive? Because I want more Outlaws. Because Jesse James ain't my jam. I want more Outlaws.
I just want two
for
more
future stuff.
Corcaroli, but I've got to buy the entire fucking box set.
Oh, summer. I mean, it's
Can my
spring now.
gyrocopters still go into buildings?
Probably.
They can't, can they?
I don't know.
Good. Bloody gyrocopters in buildings.
40s feral and medieval worlds need exploring too. Oh, 40k, sorry.
Of course they did. Of course they did. You could do so much more with it. And that's why I'm really looking forward to. So I might treat myself for my birthday. I might buy
60th.
I might treat myself to Wrath and Glory because I want to play that with you guys because you are actually. What? Double J is the man, Parker. He means Jesse James.
I don't dislike Jesse James. He just doesn't
Float your boat.
I think I've seen
I've never used it.
so Billy the Kid, and I think from a person of my age, I think I'm more aware of like the idea of a 40k world where population venerate the Emperor as the sun, the whole solar religion side thing. Yeah, that's something you see a lot of in the narrative about sub-religions and subversions of that. I can see why they don't do it en masse because it's obviously you can't just make an army of stuff.
Okay. On that point, which Stuart's brought up, and so has Ed, if I get Wrath of Glory, unlike the Fantasy Flight, where you get what sort of character would you, as an expert player, and you really are, what sort of a character would you like to play in? And don't give me this, well, I'll wait till everyone else chooses so I'll fit around them. If I said, right, you have to pick first, what sort of character in that would you play? My glasses are falling down my head. There they go. I can now see.
I would play. So it's Chaos.
Ah, well, that's fucked everything, hasn't it?
Wrath and Glory. Sorry, the role-playing game. What would I play? Oh God, probably.
Don't ever work with kids, children, or puckers.
And it's based in just a generic.
Just go generic.
Part of a large group of things like what?
What if you had a choice of any character that you could play in 40k? What character would you want to play? I know what I wanted you to play in a certain game of 40k that I wanted to run. Haven't got around to running it.
I would like to play a.
Here we go. It's going to be good. It's taking a long time, but here we go.
It's not going to be good. It's going to be an unofficial psycho who can do like nothing super like blast kill instant,
but he can do the funky,
like weird stuff, like a little bit of sideways. Or I can, if you're talking to that guy, I can make a smell, and then he can be distracted by the smell, so that you can talk to him better, and or like. You're sneaking past, and I'll be a support.
Basically playing yourself.
But look, this is support psycho.
Insignificant farty.
An insignificant grey fart. Yeah.
I know in Pirates.
Because that's what I would do.
Yeah, I know in Pirates you struggle because you got forced to be the captain.
Fuck that cunt.
But I wanted to run 40k thing where Nick was like the rogue trader, and you were like his priest, his conscience. And I think that would the interaction between you and Nick for that would be amazing. It's like, right, we're going to go down and destroy this planet.
No,
well,
do
we really want it? And the other players would just be irrelevant. They'd just be like,
and no powers, no special,
yeah,
no super good.
Just a priest. Well, you could, but
how do you feel about being on fire?
I don't know why. Well, the fire of the Emperor.
The fire of the Emperor. Hello, Orange Army!
Hello, Matthew! Orange Army! Orange Army. Who the hell's the Orange Army?
Frank Arbite. Oh. Wow, you're more aggressive than I am. Recruit or an interrogator type for me. Oh, squad engineer.
Squat engine. You see the new squat that they're doing for Necromunda? There's another one.
Another
one.
I saw Beardy McBeardface.
Are we thinking they're gonna just suddenly go fuck it and just drop squats on us and we're all gonna go? Oh!
I think without being weird about it, I think they are legitimate kind of.
Oh, look out! The boss has
master
spoken.
of causality. No powers, but the ability to see how everything is connected, and so put the most unlikely of events in motion to achieve the desired outcome. Basically, a psychic Rube Goldberg. Oh!
Right. Love the idea, but don't you think it's a little bit much for a Stein character?
I like it though. That's good.
Oh shit! No, you give no. You may not have that as an idea.
No, I wouldn't. But that's
really.
But that's interesting.
See, this is why the guy's a boss of a gaming company. Because he's clever.
Sounds very Zinchian. Yeah, it does.
Very
a little bit like,
clever.
oh, you think you'll find that bloke said you smell? Oh, did he?
Oh, did he now?
Starts fight, which in turn starts war, which in turn explodes the world. No, but it's funny. I think if you're said like you play this, like I would play a support character, and that's. I think I am a.
It's I think
I like that aspect of myself where I can support someone else's stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but see, that's where sometimes that gaming parallels real life.
Yeah,
is
totally.
you think you think you're a support, but I think you could be more of a front row kind of person. You are. I'm not being funny, and you are when you go away to all these
squat army for 40k.
But when you go away to do demos for this company that haven't paid me for your services yet, but you are.
I praise you because you.
I'm letting you go. But you are a front. You're a front. You are a front person at that point.
I do have.
And you don't realise that.
No. Leaves the door ajar and rotates a piece of cutlery 90 degrees. Next scene is him sitting on a starliner having won the planetary lottery. I love that. That was so good. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Or the sort of, like, you know you're in the queue to buy the ticket. And you know that the person who's third in line wins the ticket. So then you, like, shout, like, you make a mysterious noise. So this other guy who hears the thing.
What?
So you skip in here,
yes,
and then you buy the ticket, you know who's going to win. Yeah.
Stu,
I love it.
Stu, that's dirty, mate.
That's
fucking cold, harsh, and dirty. We applaud you, sir.
To your good health.
To your good, nasty, twisted hell.
Yep.
I wonder how all my hockey players gone today.
I wonder if I think we were talking earlier on about role-playing games. So I wonder. That's why I think that a role-playing game should be a conversation between.
I think there should always be a zero session.
Yes, I agree.
A zero session where you basically just sit down and you all talk about your characters.
And you don't have to know it, or you don't. You can say like, what do we know, and what do we not know, and what do we kind of come to.
Yeah. You know what I mean? How and why do I know you? Because you're not just suddenly going to tap and go, right, let's go adventuring. You wouldn't. Fuck, you wouldn't. And no, I have not read that, Paulus. I haven't read that. The trilogy.
Arbiter's called
Tarty McTartface.
Called Humia. This gets nefarious plans, nefarious, good word. Detail of everyday life on the Imperial planet. Time to go shopping! Move soon so I can come round and play some more Gaslands!
Gas what?
Bye!
See you later, Ed. Thank you.
Ed.
Thank you for joining us.
Love you, man.
I still want lots of you watching. That's freaky. So,
it's fucking 2 and a bit hours.
I know, and people are still watching.
I haven't even been sick of myself yet. Love you guys.
Not yet.
Much love. Need to eat. Bye. Good idea. Food.
Eating's cheating when you're having a beer. So, what is next for us then? Obviously, the move and then
Sitting.
more games. Napping. Have you worked any more of the cards for the card game yet?
I have got. I'm working on some. The problem is you got to go. Oh, I'm gonna work out a. So, for people who don't know what we're talking about, there's a game called Dungeon Mayhem that we were donated to the Battle Hammer.
Donated.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it.
Or Archer.
Commander Archer sent us this.
It's a card game based on the D&D world. Lots of fun. Very simple.
4
play, but with
characters.
some trickiness.
Each character has a deck of cards.
I think there's 23 in there for each character. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
You've done your quest. All the treasure is over there, and you're now having a little scrap to sort out who gets the most treasure. That is it. There's a barbarian, a
wizard.
hello,
I'm the wizard.
Parker's favourite,
The paladin with a finger wag of judgment.
and
The rouge.
the tea
rouge.
bag,
Tiefling rouge.
the tiefling. I don't not the fact that he's a tiefling, but I like the fact he's a rogue.
Stuck until the end. No work.
Who said that?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you can get hold of this, which is very difficult these days, get hold of it. Cracking little game. Or you could go back to some of our previous videos
Ow. And watch it.
and watch it because we played it. Great game. So you've worked out some more.
Ooh, new Keyforge set. Yeah, we are looking forward to that. Next month. Later this month.
Can't afford a
Can't
bloody card game. Not Wexler's miniatures to buy.
It's on 10.
Wexler's miniatures to buy.
No, but I'm working on some expansions just to see if I can get a.
And the worst thing is, I've actually already worked it out in my head. You could do a Battlehammer game like that.
Yeah.
Where you've got these are.
I was disappointed because I thought we were thinking about a game for the Battlehammer of a like
simple little drinking card game, and that's it.
Card game. Instead of it people being in like adventurers going into your dungeon, it was like you're defending your dungeon with the cards. Actually, it turns out there's a game that does that.
But that kind of thing for the Battlehammer would work really well. It's that kind of here's my cards, play, draw, job done.
Yes, indeed.
Or we just carry on writing more Wexler stuff that no one's going to look at and play because we're crap.
Yes, I am.
So who said what? Oh, Keyforge. Yeah, I liked Keyforge. I liked it. I thought it was a nice little game.
Okay.
So what's the expansion then?
Age of Ascension, I think it's called. It's out next month. I want to like Magic.
Shut that bloody dog up!
I want to like Magic more than I do. I liked Magic when it first came out, and then it got like some hardcore.
Fucking.
So we would get to play a game as Parker. That's a whole other kind of game.
Well, that will be Parker, won't it? Fucking.
Trying to claw
Fucking. Out of your pit, just so you can get a beer. Fucking kids next door. That's why I'm moving. To
and then the
end
first card
terrace.
would be like bed is comfy. No.
No! You just played crawling out of bed. No, the bubble milk says crawl back into bed.
That time.
Yeah.
Leave house. No.
No, that's nice. What else game wise are we looking forward to what's coming out? I mean, we've got some more bits for Deep Madness coming.
We are, yeah.
Slay Industry stuff has turned out.
Yes. Have you done it yet?
Oh, I'm gonna get you the book while you're just sitting there talking. I'm just gonna wait in front of you.
Are you planning on doing both of you as minis? If we had the money, we would totally produce a miniature that was us or me, or mostly me, but him as well. He has to be there.
Hello.
Yeah, no,
That would
great.
be fucking awesome, wouldn't it? I mean, we've been on a card for a card
which
game.
used to be in that space there, hence the big empty space.
Yeah.
Used to be there.
We're on the Dark Deeds cards, but you know, the only problem with this,
Well, that's wide.
it's very wide. Not enough orange, and we don't even get a mention, which I thought was a bit rude. But we kind of got them noticed on.
Oh, that smells amazing. Oh, yes.
I love a new rule book. So that's just here we go. This is the worst thing about this. We spent all that time and effort, and we never get a mention. That's fine. I understand that the way it works, you know. But skirmish rules.
Oh, the art is nice.
Skirmish rules.
That's good.
Fluff.
Yes.
So skirmish rules. Fluff.
Love it.
That is the way a rule book should be.
I'm sniffing more.
Oh,
Need to sniff it.
all right. But it's not enough orange or mention the Bat Hammer. Unlike Urban Manhunt. Urban Manhunt. That's another one we got mentioned in.
Interrupt my sniffing.
That's another one we didn't just get a mention in it. We got art made of
Yes,
us,
we did.
and we're in the story.
We did always sniff the book.
Always sniff a new book. Oi!
How do you feel about Gaslands Refueled? I hear them maybe a new zombie sponsorship. I don't know anything about the zombie sponsorship, but yes, more Gaslands is good. Interesting to see the new hardback book and see what they've got in there.
Hardback, is it?
Yeah, a new one. And I think it's got all the stuff that's on the website at the moment, the TX.
I know what it is. 3 books.
There's one book with expansions that are on the website, plus more stuff, and like fixes, really want to see that. Alien stuff, miniatures, board game, and RPG. Yeah, I think.
Who? What the hell are you? Are you reading a different page to me?
With the words on it. Yeah, miniatures board game, because I know that Prodos lost the well, I say lost. They don't have a license anymore.
They were selling
They were like
Aliens and Predator stuff like 40% off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I like the stuff. I'm still not buying it. I want it. I can't afford to buy shit. We want it dirt cheap.
And I know there's a new miniatures game coming from, I believe, Gale Force 9, which is based not just on Aliens, but specifically Aliens the movie. So I guess you
Gale Force 9. Where do I know the name?
Firefly and Battlefront and other stuff.
That's it. Someone did mention on one of the mumbles. I am actually just to get to that question now, because this isn't a mumble. This is a Battle Hammer live. Live.
And there was an RPG from that. I don't know who bought it.
There's someone said, are we going to do the Firefly board gamey thing? Yes, we will. We've got it.
We've got it. We just.
It's all boxed. Give us time to move, and then we'll be playing it and everything. The only game that's not packed at the moment is Wexness. I don't know why. I don't know why we keep that out.
AVP about the game, yeah. I think that
there's a lot of dead games suddenly appearing, isn't there? AVP.
Well, I think the world of the golden age of gaming.
Is it waning? Ooh, is it waning?
I don't
Or
know
has it just
waning.
tarnished itself slightly?
I think that when there's so many cool new games, it's very easy for a game to come up and if you don't support it, it's going to not be there anymore. You don't have to. When you've got 50 games you can play.
You can fuck off. I'm not playing Hellboy.
Well, that's what if you've got 50 games and you only got to forget a little bit, and then suddenly people play something else.
And especially when it comes to us, because we've got to decide what we want to film. Because we've got to. Where is the line where you play games to film for your. We're not teaching you how to play games, but we're teaching you entertainment. But then where do we draw the line for that? And well, fuck it, we want to play a game and just kick back and just play a game. It's very difficult to work out. And if we ever work it out, we'll let you know. Too many games, the tower is beginning to topple.
A fair and valid point. It's tricky.
It might be. But that tower that's toppling is only going to be the smaller games, isn't it? It's going to be the games that aren't supported. It's going to be the games that aren't loved. It's going to be the games that got a little foothold in, but because it wasn't
teach how not to play.
How not to play anything. Well, yeah. Well, no, Eric. I think you'll find we teach you how to have a giggle and a beer whilst playing games, because let's face it, we're good for nothing else.
Yeah, I think it's tricky. There are games that have lived and games that have died.
How do you choose them? How do you choose them?
Personally, I choose the games by the games I have fun playing.
Yeah. And I think when we go into Kickstarters these days, it's a case of, because money is very finite, and we're like, okay, we like the idea of this one, but is that going to take off? Because I know we backed that. What was that fantasy skirmish thing? Salute 2 years ago. Forgotten Realms.
Yes.
We backed that, and
Yeah, but from foreground.
Yeah, from Foreground.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still a thing. That's not arrived yet, has it? Well, no, I mean it might be good. The problem with
They look sexy, look nice.
problem with the world, the problem with gaming is that like it's so like bam, what's cool now? What's cool now? What's cool now? By the time you've painted your models, it might be dead by the time you paint them.
It fucking will be by the time you've painted your models.
Yeah, but also by the time you've got a game on Kickstarter, it might be dead by the time you actually pick it up and play it.
Yeah, it's
It's a very complicated, difficult thing.
yeah. Eric's like Kickstarter's been killing me lately. Too much cool stuff. There is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think. Hurrah, Rookin! I think this year we only backed one, which was the Deep Madness expansion reboot.
And I think that's a big part of saying like, oh god, Kickstarter. Like we both looked at stuff and gone, I want it, but how much do I want it?
That's like
Enough
we love the Zombicide stuff, but then Zombicide in space. I really don't need to bother with that. Don't need to, which is annoying because I'm sure it'll be great. But all you're paying for is the figures.
Yeah.
You've got the rules.
And as I was talking about earlier on, that whole like fallacy of like, well, I'm this far in, so I've got to now go all the way in and keep going. Doesn't matter how much I've wasted, because the important thing is how much I've spent.
Because I've really enjoyed Black Plague.
Oh, it's been
Really enjoyed it, and I know that they've
It
just
did feel like there should have been more to it, though.
yeah, but they've released another expansion. It's not on Kickstarter. It's like Friends and Foe or something, and it's a few more bits. I'm like, just that should have been in the Kickstarter the way fucking Cool Mini do their shit. I don't fucking know. I just never backed and not dying myself. No, there are games that you see on Kickstarter and you want to back. I mean, Barrels and Badgers. Anytime they do a Kickstarter, I'm sitting there. Right, can I afford this because I want this?
But then that's a small Kickstarter for a few miniatures that you want.
Yes,
and then
it's
if
not.
you don't play it, you
This-
still get the miniatures.
No, this.
I
But
think
you,
the
no.
problem is-
You need this entire box game and everything
and
else
all
that
the
goes
expansion,
with it.
expansion.
No, I just want those minis.
Hmm.
Here we go. Wrath of Kings. So, what's he saying? Try to reduce Wrath of Kings, sexy models, good rules, no interest yet. Not enough time to invest in the game before new hotness comes along. Yep. That's exactly it. That's the problem, isn't it? You play a few games, it doesn't get the backing, and it falls away. I mean, Dark Age was a cracking little game, and there are people even now who are
I see it a lot.
so. I mean, Dan Garnett is all over that like a car bonnet.
Yeah.
But they're like, nope. And all they keep doing is just doing Kickstarters, which a company like that should not be doing Kickstarters because they should have the money.
Yeah, and I personally, and I'm not a business person, so I can't.
Really?
No, right?
Really? I just think you're lying, sir.
So I would wonder.
Well,
There must be, you know, Stuart. I don't know if he's still here, but he was talking earlier on about how you need that kind of like, why have a business that stops? Like, if everyone owns the stuff, you don't need to make hello. So why have the stuff if you aren't making more stuff, right?
Stuart's
So,
still there.
Yeah. So if you've got a game that people aren't buying into, they
There you
might
go.
already have all the old stuff.
Hello, Mr. Millington.
See,
there you go.
David Millington.
Just saying,
Dark
great
Ages,
game,
great game,
not
good
supported.
features, not supported. And I would say that there's a certain balance, which I am not aware of, but I would imagine there's a balance where you want to have the old stuff out so that people can buy it, with also new stuff that they can buy, so that when the game's still alive. Because if a game dies, you're not signing any of it.
It's just weird the way they've gone with that. Well, we would buy your stuff, Dom Signs, but we're poor and we don't know what you've got.
What faction? Hadros, I'm in.
Oh, fuck off, Fishman.
But
You can't afford
seriously,
it anyway.
no, because I don't play the game. But I think there's that balance of like, you have to have your old stuff, because if you haven't got a supply of stuff, then people won't play it.
Oh, that's what's getting rid of his as well. Oh, you're all bitches.
If you bring just new stuff out and no old stuff, then people will go like, "Where's the
And
problem?"
I think that's the beauty of War Cradle. It's the way that you can go back and get the War Cradle classics.
Yeah,
You know, some of the older models,
yeah.
and bring them in and just use them. But I still think you should have independent, not named characters.
Silver Bison 5 is the death knell of Dark
Oh,
Age.
is it?
Yeah, well, no, they've said pretty openly, like, this is a game we're selling. That's a game we're not selling. Why sell a thing?
So are they doing that
selling?
purely because it's Game of Thrones?
Well, people will buy Game of Thrones. They're not going to buy Dark Age, which is a IP that people don't know about.
Yeah.
Of course.
And the annoying thing about that, that's Game of Thrones is popular, or Dark Age, where the background was really good.
Yeah, but they're not making money. They've got bills to pay.
I know they have. I know they have.
Kids to feed.
We've got bills and
I've got
kids.
5 kids.
We've got bills and kids to feed. Are we getting anything for doing this at the moment? No.
Yeah, but
This
we're
is
not
for-
business. We're just 2 random
Dude,
guys.
it's all we've got.
No, no.
It's all we've got, dude. It's all we've got.
If you want to watch
Once it's all fails, I've
if you
got
want
to
to
like,
watch our crushing emotions,
I've got to feed you to
the
the dogs. I'm sorry.
Our miniatures ranges from the same company, own the same resources, but one that sells the other more than 20 to 1. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's Game of Thrones.
But
Well,
I
the
mean,
role-playing games. You know how
Would
bad
you?
that role-playing game is.
but why would you? It doesn't have to be good if people buy it.
Does that just prove how sheepish people are, though?
Yes.
Yes, but they're making money out of it, so they don't care.
That's how business works. That's literally
So that's
how
why.
business
That's
works.
why I could not be a businessman, because I would get fucking so frustrated
Man
really
of
quickly.
business. Yeah.
I can't be a man, and I can't be a business. I'd get fucking so angry so quickly.
Yeah, it's a complicated thing. Actually, it's not a complicated thing.
It's
a
not
very
complicated.
simple
It's
thing.
all about the
but
money. It's all
we-
about the money.
What happens when Game of Thrones show ends? Game dies. Why then they've paid the bills and they've got someone else coming along.
We'll cheer, and they still make money because either it's because it's a really good game or because it's Game of Thrones. I don't know. I'm not playing it. I don't intend.
There's so many
Books.
Fast and Furious films. Creativity is largely irrelevant. Bums on seats. Bloody bums on seats. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so you say that, Stuart, and I'm not being funny. That's a really good point. But Wexodus, it was a nothing game. You guys have taken it over,
And turned it into something awesome.
and you've turned it into something awesome. And you are not purely about bums on seats.
No.
So how does
but
that work?
there was already an IP that I think coming up with a brand new game in an environment where there wasn't anything. One of the
It
things
was-
I
the
really
game was
liked-
already out. It was already there. They've just changed the rules.
Yeah, but
it's
one of the
still-
things I really liked about Wexodus was that there were already 8 factions, and I could go, oh, what do I like? Like, change to Wexodus, or like make it more profitable.
Boo! Boo! Just don't.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
just
that-
delete that and just say, it's all about the story, boys. All about the story.
No, I think that one of the
And the wonderful people in Orange that
things I
promote our
really
game.
liked about Wexodus was that as a player, like what I really don't like in a new, but what I really don't like in a new game that I've never heard of is like you can be, I don't know, goblins and humans, or goblins and orcs, or humans and elves, and that's it.
I don't want to be any of them.
You can't. Oh well. Mwah, mwah.
I'm not playing that game then.
So
Can I
one of
play
the cool
something else
things
a
that Wex
Can I be like Lawman? Can I be like some alien race that's like,
is it in the game?
what's the game?
Well, any game. But what I mean is, some gamers have 2 factions, and you either play them.
One
and
or
they
the
hope
other.
to expand, because obviously everyone hopes to expand. But if you don't, you're there. Whereas, and again, with Wexodus, they already had like 8 factions. You go, okay, so there's stuff going. Streamline the range of focus and mechanics to encourage a style of collecting, claim that you too epitomise. We do epitomise it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's not just about buying the figures, painting them, playing the game. It is about collecting as well, isn't it?
Mhm.
And the amount of times I will sit there like every I'm not going to say every night, but I'm just going to War Cradle Classics. Let's have a look. What could I buy if I wanted to? I'd have that. I'd have that. I'd have that. Because I would have like the alternate Marcus. Yeah, I'd have the alternate Marcus Wayward and all of that because I would like to have an alternate captain in the game. And I know that's not what you want to do. I understand that. But it's like I worked out a Dark Nation force for a game that I was going to do today, but I didn't. I changed my force in the end. I built my force, and I had no secondary boss because I needed to, because I just didn't have the points. And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, for the love of God, I don't want this, or this as a boss. And because I didn't have a certain character as an underboss, what's her name? What's the girlie's name? The underboss. The girlie in... that's it, Megan Wild. Didn't have her, but I had the Dark Sensual. So I'm like, okay, this is her brother, and I would just use the same stats and spend the same points to use that. And that's what I was going to do to bring that in. And I think if I'd have had a rando captain that I could just brought in to lead a second posse, that's what I would have done. Because you could have just had some, right, here's Billy McFucking No Mates, here's his stats, second boss, nothing to worry about. It's all there. It's all nice and simple, job done. I love that. But then again, I would have just made up stories. That's why when we play a game, if I don't like something, I will just say, okay, Funky, I haven't got Megan Wild, so I'm still brother Morgan, but I'm using the same points and the same rules as her. Off I go. But I didn't, because I didn't have any of my Dark Nation painted, because I'm so lazy because all my stuff fucking packed away. Are they arguing again?
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
They don't need us. They can carry on
No, I think
fighting.
you're right in a lot of ways. I just think that people got to pay money. You know, business has to make money, and it's.
But this is a perfect way. Is what here's a selection of secondary faction bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, because let's face it, today you had 3 bosses.
I did.
Allegedly.
No, I did.
Oh, you did. But you know, if the way the points are, you could have had like 2 bosses, and if you'd have run out of points because you filled.
That's what legendary bosses are for.
Fuck off, legendary bosses. That's just legendary bosses are overrated. And then they die. Allegedly.
Oh, I had Iane and Sigma. Great minis.
What's it all about?
I don't know, but it's written it. I had Iane and Sigma. I assume that's how it's pronounced.
Sigma, great. I don't know. I don't know.
Want them now?
I don't know what game you're talking about.
Orphidians.
I don't know what game that is either. Sure, you've been working on other stuff.
Going back, Palos 01, would X-Wing have been as popular if it wasn't Star Wars?
Probably not. We've never played it, and we probably won't, because we prefer Armada, because we like the big capital ships crashing into each other because we're shit. And I don't, that whole, if I'm going to do fighters,
3-dimensional.
it has to, yeah, you got the 3-dimensionality of it, and I think fighters in Armada works because it's just 2 bases of fighters. They're over there, they're flying and zooming about, shooting each other. I like that because you could not translate that into X-Wing. So I've got 15 fighters who go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You can't, can you?
No. And we've had the conversation about X-Wing / Armada because it's on it's played on a 2-dimensional plane. However,
I'm in space.
In a 3-dimensional environment.
And that's a lot. That's one of the things when you watch a film, isn't it? You see, right, here's the planet, here's our Star Destroyers. Well, not be funny if these are here floating. Star Destroyer 3 comes in. It's up there.
Yeah.
That doesn't make good viewing, does it?
And strangely, I never, whether it's me aging, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm still beautiful.
You're beautiful.
We played
games.
Boats.
How do you like Man of War? Dystopian Wars.
Dystopian Wars. Thank you, my brain.
Which I would play more, but we don't have proper fleets.
So I actually really like that it's on.
It's on the water. It's on one level.
It could be the same rules in space, and I'd feel like but it should be 3-dimensional. It doesn't feel right. Whereas if you put it on water, which it is, I mean, it's designed in water. I'm not saying
it's one level, isn't it?
But like, why can't my Moncal cruiser fly
Underneath.
near your
Underneath,
thing and
over.
just go around. Okay, no, it can't because that's not in the rules.
I think that's one of the
Crashing.
weird things that you're going to get in any. Oh, Matthew, don't. Yeah, you're buggered, mate. You're in a dystopian wars. That's your lot.
Right.
You can now got to go buy Wexodus. You've now got to buy dystopian wars, and then you've got to buy Lost Worlds when it comes out. Which me and Parker apparently. Stuart's already said we've got to buy pith helmets for. I think he wants us to do a video.
Yeah, I do. I've wanted a pith helmet for so long.
We can get pith helmets.
I really
Once-
wish
once-
I had a
once-
bigger house that I could buy a hat stand for, so I could put my pith helmet, my Tommy helmet, my fez, all of the different hats.
I'm still waiting for a nod from Stuart saying, right, buy your pith helmets. I'll give you an exclusive video of toys and
I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
I'm just waiting now.
No, but I think that it could be the same rules in space or the same rules on
Hey,
sea.
what?
I would play it because it's
Fantasy Flight Games have licensed out the flight path maneuver system from X-Wing.
Yeah, for how much though? If you
Yeah, for how much?
if you said, "Oh, I want to play this game," and it's cool, and I use a flight paths.
So X-Wing was Wings of War, Star Trek 1, D&D Dragon 1.
Oh yeah, they did have that.
Oh,
Look how popular that is. So many people play those games.
I don't know what they are.
There's
Exactly.
there's X-Wing with dragons and X-Wing with
No.
Star Trek ships. That doesn't work because they're Star Trek ships.
Yeah, I'm still waiting, boss.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting, boss.
What I'm saying about DW, that's why
always.
if it was out. Yeah,
Attack Wing, that's it.
yeah it's
That's it.
That's all right.
Battlestar Galactica, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like one ship and two Cylons. What do you get in the thingy? One X-Wing, two. It's the same bloody thing, isn't it?
I mean, it's the same in all but name and
Dun,
number.
dun, 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 dun. You haven't watched the fucking entire series, so piss off you.
Have you seen the announcement today with 40k? They say you can complete a whole apocalypse game in one evening. If you play a game, as the rules are free for it. Same rules, I think. I don't know.
What? So he gets to move all of his stuff first, shoot all of his stuff, and then attack with all of his stuff while I'm sitting there drinking in the corner.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just dig out my Titan, shall I? Job done.
I think. Yeah, I mean,
That's an interesting thing, though.
that's why I kind of like things like
Sex.
Titans. They're like small Titans.
I so
I
want
don't
Adeptus Titanicus, but I
Because
can't
then you
afford it.
Because then you don't have to worry about because it's cool to see.
If we had £380, then that's two of the box sets. The
Yeah.
box with the rules and everything, and yeah, if only I had £3 fucking pound.
So
Oh.
Adeptus Mechanicus.
Oh, Wexodus, please make big robots. Oh, can you imagine the bloody enlightened things? Wicker Man.
So I'm going to ask it. There's no mention of it anywhere else. I'm going to ask it. I was on the
Fire?
I was on War Creator website.
How dare you? Oh,
And I was looking to buy some watches. And one thing I noticed that wasn't there was the
those scarabs.
little scarabs
That's all
or the king scarabs.
King scarabs.
They weren't on the website.
Are they going to be coming out
Does
plastic
that
cheaper?
mean- well, not necessarily plastic, but resin. Are they coming out again soon?
Or at least cheaper. I'm not paying £100 for one bloody model. Come on.
Well, I mean,
Come
are they
on.
coming out again? And is there going to be multiple sculpts? Is there going to be McLean next year? Good times, thank you.
Next year, me and him will be dead by then.
Well, with
Can we have all of the extra stuff that's coming out next year, like now?
What's the Hobbit whole kit about? I don't know.
That's the way I'm standing. Sorry. No, I did. Hobbit whole kit.
Maybe a GW thing. I don't know,
Is
I
it a
haven't seen it.
GW thing? They're doing a kit for a Hobbit hole? Really?
I did see they're doing new trees.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, but for 75 quid for 3 trees. I like them
70
less.
for I like them a whole lot.
Sorry,
less.
responded to suit. Oh, that's fair. Cool.
75
Oh, right, cool.
pounds.
Oh, forget dull old Apocalypse. More excited about Hobbit Hole kit. Just announced from GW. Yeah, Hobbit kit.
We,
Hobbit Hole. Everyone likes
GW do not like us because we say what we feel about a game.
Well, also
Although-
big cats.
We're also fans. I also like the way that at some point in one of our videos we just randomly mentioned something about in a jokey manner about some squid dice.
Oh, okay. Did we?
Yeah, and we suddenly got Centre Box, and we looked at it, and it was actually from Games Workshop.
We like Titans.
We like Titans.
Titans. Titans.
No. We like 2 sets of Adeptus Titanicus. Monthly Mumble.
Yeah. Personally, I was
shit.
back to 40k in the day that the Knights and Space Marines army. Probably how you can do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to play Adeptus Titanicus. It's something we can't afford. But I still think at the moment, one of the games we're still going to keep playing and plugging because it's not just the fact that we love the guys, it's the fact we love the system and we love the miniatures. Wexodus is the game. The hell was that? It's the game that people should be playing. If you're not playing it, then what are you playing? If you're not playing Wexodus, tell us what you're playing and we will tell you how wrong you are.
If you want to go yeehaw and shoot some things with D10s. Yes, D10s. Spicy D10s.
Well done, Mr. Millington. You obviously earn more money than we do because we earn nothing. I've got a proper Titan. Proper Titan. How the hell I can afford it? That
Just have your Facebook Messenger open while you chat on YouTube. No reason for asking. Open the thing.
I would, but I don't know where my phone is. I think the wife's on top of it.
Open the thing.
Why? Who's asked us that?
No one specifically. Miss
Oh, hello.
Just TG Warhound. Got the old Titans and Space Marines.
Is he going to bollock
Oh,
us?
Klaus Christensen. Hello, Saga and Infinity. So we played Infinity a couple
Is
of
this a
times.
bollocking, Stuart?
Probably.
If it's a bollocking, I'm not going to open it.
We played in Infinity a couple of times. We liked the idea. We found the actual game pretty fucking hardcore to play. Oh,
What the fudges? So I have no idea what that is, but
oh my god! What is it?
don't care. So what were you saying?
Yes, Infinities is. I love the idea of it. It's too hard to play.
Oh,
The minis are like amazing, but too hard to actually. Unless you're a normal, if you're a normal human, you can't put Infinity miniatures together and like, aha! I think you'll find it. Yeah.
And when we play games, because we play games, we have to film them. We like to drink.
Cheers face.
Oh,
2 words.
bum sex. Oh, Stuart, you're a dirty man. You're a dirty man. So do you reckon? So the mummy's part of the
Mhm.
box set.
Mhm.
Oh, so sorry, we just had a moment there. Muskets and tomahawks. No, we always sit this way. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Vanguard, not played that yet. No, that's the thing we need to play. We keep talking about it. We hear about it. And again, it's another game that's like.
Where the fuck are we meant to play all these games, dude?
Yeah, Infinity. I really like the idea as a role playing.
I think it's a role playing game and not a miniatures game because we are too stupid.
Because you got like not play Legion any good.
What, Star Wars Legion? Really
I
like
really
it.
like it. I really like the simplicity of moving a dude and then the entire unit.
You move,
is
yeah, you
just
move
near
to,
them.
right. So I've got this unit of 10 stormtroopers. I move the sergeant, and then I cluster the rest around him. So much easier
It
than going.
feels very fancy flight with all the cards. I would be annoyed if like I went to a tournament and went, oh, I've got like 5 units of stormtroopers, but I don't have the cards to play.
Wrath of King's minis can be used in Saga Age of Magic.
Gloomhaven, played that, enjoyed it.
Played it, enjoyed it, really, really good. But then there was issues with friends and stuff. Stuff happens, and I loved my Rattling, wherever he was. Don't fucking touch me in that game. Okay, touch me in that game, man. Wait. Stu, just be grateful, mate. You don't have to work with him like this, right? You don't let him drink with his weight. Thank you for that. Just give him more money to buy me presents.
Infinity was spawned from a role-playing game. That's interesting.
No, it's not. Was it? No.
Yeah, apparently it was a role-playing game first.
Was it? I thought they just released a role-playing game now.
So there.
Oh, fucking was it? Well, okay.
No more than us.
Although I would have probably played, right, we're all going to be Celtic werewolves.
Werewolves in London. Right, it's
Where are they?
London.
Right, we're going to
I'd
give
love to
you...
play more Exodus, but struggling to get interest locally due to all the other games people play. That's a good point. If you're
Fuck off, Millington. Try harder with them. Come on.
Well, no, I mean, I think you could have a world of 40k, and if your little group plays Saga, then that's what it is. It's tricky.
Saying that, Dave, if you want to come down and play Wexus with us.
His face.
No, you can come down and play Wexus.
I played a role-playing game a long time ago and came with Infinity from their gaming sessions. Wow.
Maybe they shouldn't have done.
Oh, no, they should have done. Because there's a role-playing game for it now, I believe.
18 books. So we've been doing this for 3 hours.
Nearly 3 hours.
Right, we're going to give you another 20 minutes. We're going to give you another 20 minutes, and then me and Parker are going to go down and drink my wife because she's downstairs swearing at everything. But yeah,
minis. Ooh, yeah. I think you don't see enough 15 mil.
I don't think you see enough small.
I think we've
is it Armored Clash? Is that Uber Smalling? That would be quite fun.
I think you see a lot of 28 mil and bigger miniatures games.
But
I actually kind of like smaller games now.
That's what targets. You should have little Space Marines running around on
They
faces.
should have little tiny Space Marines.
How sexy would that be? I know they're not going to do it because
No,
said they
tiny rhinos. Tynos.
Tynos. I'd love to get back into it. So I like the Titans because they just stand there and just shoot.
I think
And that way I haven't got to piss about setting scenery up. Couple of buildings. I just push my Titan there, roll some dice.
So would you play like 1 or 2 big Titans? Or would you play like 1 big Titan?
Oh no, I wouldn't play.
A couple of Warhounds.
I would play a couple of Warhounds and a couple of the Warlords.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Like
No, the
2
Reavers.
Warhounds.
No, the Reavers.
Oh, okay. So
I'd have like a whole fucking host of them going. Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'd probably end up.
Yeah, the role-playing games is more diffuse. Look at them stealing everything.
I wonder maybe I'd go like one Warlord.
Oh, that's
only
the
because
Emperor.
they don't have an Imperator Titan yet. Which
Imperator, is that the
was the fucking like uber
was
big
that the
one they had in Imperator one.
Imperator. Oh yeah.
Which was the massive one, like a tower on its back. Of that,
Yeah.
just knights. Just like
I
that, and
love
fucking
those little
tons of
knights.
They're so good.
Love them. I said
I've still got some old knights from the old fucking Space Marine.
It's just
box,
watching-
and they look like little dudes
Yeah.
now.
it's just looking at that and thinking that's why I would love to run a like kind of BattleTech version of that of 40k where you are the knights and you're like just doing your
You can see the Warlord in the distance and just see
dun.
explosions.
That's the one thing that annoys me when I'm taking photos for any of our games.
You
One
can't
they
just put
the fucking taken through the phone. It's shit. We're gonna have to get a decent camera somewhere. Is I would like to have a little just a backdrop. So when we're photographing, right, instead of like here's the town, here's the stuff, and then here's the dogs. There's
my gut out.
but then you've got the whole. I could do that with green screen, but that means having to set up 4 green screens up around.
Well, you don't have to have them up all the time. You just take a picture and you move it round, don't you?
You can tell you've never sat on a fucking table in your life.
It's true.
Too much running around this takes.
Role-playing game is made by Modiphius on license from Corvus Belli. Just realised I missed the 2 hours of the first show. Yeah,
Who said that?
Not
Who
you.
the fuck's
I've been watching it from day one. Only got 2 minutes left as well. 1 minute left soon.
No, we said quarter past.
15 mil was massive in the 90s, especially in historicals, but then 28 mil had a resurgence.
That would still be 15
And
mil,
a lot
though,
of
wouldn't
15
it?
mil
It wouldn't be
companies went to
massive.
the wall. That's a good point.
Still 15 mil. It's not massive. It's just 15 minutes. 15.
Fluff was cleared with CB, but the 2D20 system. I believe Modiphius is the system. Grigori, hello, you sausage.
Oh, here we
You'll be
go.
playing
Here we
Gasland
go.
soon. Yes, we're going to be
I
playing
knew
Gasland
at some
soon.
point someone was going to turn up with something. Go, oh,
Oh,
Christ.
I know what you're going to ask. Yes, we will be
Gasland?
playing Gasland
No.
soon. And once the move happens,
No.
looks like I've got a massive heat and you've got a tiny. You lean back more. You lean back. No! Massive lead! Oh! Massive
It
lead!
doesn't matter how far you lean back. You've still got a big forehead.
Oh no, my forehead's huge, but generally.
So's your schnoz. And your personality. Your personality's huge.
Oh,
This is a good thing.
Your Bringing back Gasland's got some cards to transform on my table. Do it.
My gaming painting table is packed away. Fuck's sake. It's shit. This is what you might as well do, mate, is like
Good
next
old
time we do
3D
one
and
of
the
these.
duck then. Yeah, coming at you. Cleopatra. Oh! Oh!
Just cut your fucking hair or do. Tidy yourself up, dude. You're meant to be wearing the shirt for a day. What the fuck do you call that?
Yes, move is tingling.
I'm not being funny. I don't know how
You know,
Stu, I don't know how you put up with him.
engaged in a conversation.
Why? So kill you all. They kill you.
Yeah, keep your face.
I said good day, sir. No, I wouldn't say being difficult, Dave. It's just the old person we're buying the house from is probably about to die before we get to move. No, it's just her solicitors have been a little bit slow dragging it out so they get mad. Will you stop touching my nipply
Really
head?
interesting.
We should hear.
Shiny bit.
Fuck off. We should hear in the next at the start of next week. I hope, and then you can all come down and we can play games and go to the beach and have candy floss. And look at my shiny double eyes. La 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 la. And stuff,
Stuff and things.
Yeah, moving is difficult. I've moved so many times in my life, but we bought this house and then going, oh, it's a fucking nightmare. And yes, I'm going to miss this old bastard. Oh Christ! What I've ruined in a moment. Yeah, I'm going to miss him. But when he comes over, he's going to be like
Your face.
one day of one film.
2.5 minutes of filming.
Oh, it's Parker. Bye. And cheers, Matt. And we're just going to film a whole load of stuff, which he can then take home. I can then edit, and we're just going to mess around. Let's make everything better for you guys. As long as it's War Cradle and Wexodus and Lost Worlds and Dystopian Wars, because I'm not being funny. If you're not playing those games, you're idiots.
Well, some of them aren't out. But apart from that.
Well, if they're not playing them because they're not out, that's not our fault.
Screw you guys.
Screw you guys. We're going home. So, I think we've done it.
How far apart are you guys going to end up living?
Not far enough.
Oh, you.
It's only an hour up the road. Or when I say up the road, we're going to the coast. He can get to us on a bus, and when he comes over, he gets 3 days with us where we do like 2 days of uber solid filming of how many ever games we get in.
Actually, travel by Blackhood.
And then 1 day of us having a few beers and playing some games. So there will be a lot more stuff coming, and some of it might even be semi-professional.
Au revoir, yeah.
Au revoir! So it's all going to be good. So now you lot can just about bugger off. It's been 3 hours of amazing stuff.
Some happy fun times.
So thank you. Look at this. That's more
Most
than
of you have been here for the whole time, which I'm genuinely appreciative of.
we are. I'm gonna probably after this. Once I turn that off, I'm gonna probably break down and have a little weep.
You will do, because I'll punch you in the throat. That'll make you cry.
So until next time when we do another,
Hopefully once every couple of weeks.
yeah, I think the Battle Hammer live.
But for like 3 or 4 days. You're welcome, Button Polyps.
Yes,
That's
so
a
you
name.
should. Oh, thank you. So until next time, guys, if you like that, you're clearly insane. You know what you can do. You can.
Got
I know
your
if
fix.
you're watching this, you already subscribed.
Fixed
So
you out, Eric. Fixed you. Fixed you good and hard.
they already subscribed, so we don't have to do the whole. They
Yes,
subscribe.
do invade. Do an invasion, Dave. Good to see you. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Love you too. If you,
There are things you can do to.
I don't
know,
even
help us
know
out.
how it's going to be. Solid.
Oh.
Solid. That's the first time I've been solid in a while. Need to eat more fibre. Love a live shows. Best of everything you do. Oh, thank you.
I tell you what,
Cheers.
we're not going to do the whole.
We will
no,
play some.
we're not going to do the whole thing. What you can do to.
We've got
help
to do
the
the
channel
like and
out.
subscribe bit.
No, we don't, because they are already like
They're
and subscribe
nerds.
because it's there.
No, but
It's there. They already like and subscribe.
I need to do it.
Oh, you need to
I
do
need
it.
to do
Oh, okay. So okay, go on then.
Don't
So-
forget to like and subscribe. If you
like
like
it.
it, want to subscribe. If you don't like it and don't want to subscribe, you don't have to like and subscribe. We would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time.
They already subscribed, you silly twat.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining us for
You
this.
didn't press the button when I was doing it. And
No,
now I
'cause-
feel
no.
weird about it.
Well, you'll be there. No, you got to say thank you ever so much for joining
Thank
us,
you.
guys. If you liked it, let us know, and we'll do another one at some point. Until next time, stay hammered. Where's the off button?